defense information. CBS's Scott McFarland.
John Bolton's home and his office in Washington, D.C. were searched in August by federal agents under a court-approved search warrant. And we know from our reporting in the time since that among the things agents secured during those searches were electronic devices, and that it's an investigation into the potential mishandling and misappropriation or unlawful possession of classified records.
Bolton's case comes after former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney Letitia James were indicted, but legal analyst Jessica Levinson points out a major difference.
Career prosecutors were the one who went to the grand jury and said, here's our case. Do you think there's enough to indict? Whereas when it came to Letitia James and James Comey, indications were that the personnel in the Eastern District of Virginia essentially had to change over before that case was brought, that President Trump, in fact, appointed one of his personal attorneys to lead those cases.
I'm Linda Kenyon at the White House. President Trump was asked for his reaction to the indictment.
You told me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
John Bolton served as national security advisor during President Trump's first term. He was fired less than 2 years later and became an outspoken Trump critic. He chronicled much of that criticism in his memoir, The Room Where It Happened.
Bolton's lawyer says this case was investigated and resolved years ago. President Trump earlier today warned Hamas that if the internal bloodshed continues in Gaza, there will be no choice but to go in and kill them. He was asked about that post later.
It's a tough neighborhood. We know that. We have a commitment from them, and I assume they're going to honor that commitment. I hope they do.
Another vote in the Senate to end the government shutdown failed, and Michael Wallace reports more air traffic controllers have had enough.
Now that they're not getting fully paid, some older controllers are hanging up their headphones, saying,
I'm not going to wait around for the stress to see what happens next.
Drew McQueen, vice president of the Great Lakes Regional National Air Traffic Controllers Association, fears the loss of veteran controllers will have ripple effects.
You like to see your experienced people stay around to help out the younger people.
Some controllers have picked up side gigs,
adding more stress, more fatigue.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower. The Dow was off 300 points. The Nasdaq was lower by 100. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, an update on Mariners starting pitcher Brian Wu. That's one story we get to after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by Seattle Sports. Let's update you with our long-term blocking issue in Nisqually. We're about 3.5 hours into this disabled semi, North 5, right at the south end of the Nisqually River Bridge, is taking up your right lane, and you're now backed up to Pacific Avenue as this backup continues to grow. That's a 7-mile bumper-to-bumper backup. Olympia to Tacoma is taking you an hour and 25 minutes, a 55-minute delay. So Martin Way and Old Pacific Highway are taking on added volumes as drivers seek alternate routes. And if you're right at Pacific, get off the freeway right now. Renton to Puyallup, 40 minutes. You're heavy from Algona into Sumner. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. Heading into Seattle, South 5, it's heavy at 85th into downtown. Linwood to Seattle has gone up to a half-hour drive. Bellevue to South Center is a half hour. You're heavy now from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway, and then another backup down in South Center. North 405 is building through the Renton S-curves, and really we're just looking at usual backups on the rest of all of our major routes. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Mariners fans are marching right now through the streets of downtown ahead of tonight's Game 4 of the ALCS. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the crowd. He joins us live. James.
Aaron, they were moving at a good clip, this crowd was, as they wind through downtown Seattle. They arrived here at T-Mobile just about 5 or 6 minutes ago. It was quite a sight as we were coming south on Occidental when T-Mobile Park came into view. A huge roar from the crowd, led by the lovable loser, Humpy the Salmon mascot, who a lot of fans believe propelled the Mariners to that big 15th inning win last week. It is hundreds of people down here now at T-Mobile Park already starting to enter. They're excited and expecting a big win tonight. Reporting live at T-Mobile Park, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
All right, thank you, James. And also an update on Mariners starting pitcher Brian Wu. He is ready to return after nearly a month off the mound. Manager Dan Wilson says the plan for now is to bring him out of the bullpen.
He's in good spot, and he's feeling good, and I think at this point that's where we're going to see him coming out of the pen.
Wu has been working through a pectoral strain. Bryce Miller will get the start tomorrow night in Game 5. The White River Bridge is opening weeks ahead of schedule. The bridge, damaged by an overhigh truck back in August, was expected to be closed until mid-November. Governor Bob Ferguson says now it'll reopen tomorrow night.
We were deeply concerned to be many, many months before we could get this done. But I just so appreciate everybody who leaned into this.
Now, crews have been doing repairs 7 days a week. King County Metro's electric bus fleet is parked and under fire watch. Metro confirms 40 battery electric buses were pulled from service after a federal safety recall. The manufacturer says the buses may have faulty battery cells that could short circuit. The recall affecting hundreds of buses across the U.S. and Canada. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Once again, the roof is open at T-Mobile Park. We just have cloudy skies tonight, highs in the upper 50s with overnight lows once again in the upper 40s. Right now, 59 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
No.
Please
really?
tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Please.
Thank you.
Be normal. Be normal.
Dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude.
Okay.
Just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them. And you just drop in and just smack the lips. Kapow! Drop down, snap. And then after that, you just drop in, just ride the barrel and get pitted. So pitted like that.
Okay, there. Thank you, Andrew. Spares anybody else. All right, here we go with the John Curley Show. Look at Aaron. He is as nervous. Nope.
I am fairly
He's like a moil on his
optimistic.
first circumcision.
You went there, huh?
I don't know. To bring the Jewish stuff
Yeah,
the moil.
You know, they give the babies a little bit of wine. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they soak a little like paper towel or something, or some sort of towel. Let the baby sip on the wine because it's so painful. It calms them down.
You know, the moil, they didn't pay him. You know what he did? He just took tips.
I haven't heard that one, John.
Dive in there!
Heard that many times. I'm sorry.
Here we go with the John Curley Show. I talked to a guy that hopes the Mariners lose. In fact, he wants the Mariners to lose. All right, Dean Angelo, you're the least popular guy that's ever going to be on this show. As soon as we get him on the show, let me know when he's right there, Andrew. I'll set it up this way. So, D'Angelo, if you were watching the game and you saw this gigantic man sitting behind home plate, that's Dean. Dean, are you on the line there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
We finally got it going.
Okay, good. Apparently, there used to be a woman that would sit behind home plate, right? That she was sort of famous for always sitting back there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the fans call her a home plate lady, but funny enough, she's basically like a grandma to me.
How's that, Dean?
So she's a very private person, so I'm going to try not to disclose too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been going to the game since I was like 8 years old. And the tickets that we used to get used to be right beside hers. So she kind of watched me grow up my whole life, and we would go to her house for dinner and whatnot. And she's always just been like a grandma figure to me because I never really had one.
What a sweet story. Yeah. So home plate lady has been there for all these years. We tried to find her, but what you just alluded to, you can't. She's very private. Couldn't get anything.
Yeah,
not a beat on her. But apparently she's not. Health isn't so great, so she hasn't been there. So people that normally used to watch the Blue Jays, they would expect to see her there, but no. there's this like giant man sitting there, and a lot of people thought, did that guy eat her? Like, how? Why is he so big? And then people were thinking it was AI generated. You ever hear that about yourself, Dean?
I can't stand AI, man. That stuff confuses the hell out of me, so I understand.
Yes. So there you were sitting there, and it became like the talk of the town. And apparently I saw somebody was talking to you on Instagram or something, and then all these women were writing to you, and they were thinking you're the coolest dude. You had the hat on. By the way, when I saw the interview with you, are you not getting your hair cut because you want the Blue Jays to win? Can you explain that to me? What's going on with those the locks you got there, Dean?
You know what? Right at the start of COVID here, I shaved my head, and I've trimmed it a couple times, but I haven't really given it a good cut. And I just know I'm going to go bald one day, so I'm just holding on to it for as long as I can.
I like that.
By the way, your newfound fame has now landed you in a commercial for Leon's Furniture there in Toronto. Do you mind if we play a little cut of you doing some great acting? Hang on, here it is. It's so bad. How many takes did this take, by the way, before we play this?
Not many. Have you guys ever seen the show Detroiters?
No, I don't know that one. Why?
It's a show called, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a show called Detroiters.
It's basically two comedians, and they do these really bad cable time ads.
Yeah.
And as they told me the script, I'm like, oh, man, I'm really going to do this, huh?
It is so bad. Here's the premise. You're walking in to Leon's, but you already have a Leon shirt on, which was sort of weird. And you're going in there, and the woman, I guess she works there, she comes running up to you. Well, we'll just play the ad, and this is some fabulous acting. Hang on, here we go.
Whoa! Aren't you the Blue Jays super fan? You've got the best seats in the house. What are you doing at Leon's?
They may be the best seats in the house, but they're not the most comfortable.
And then you dive down onto what looks like a really crappy sofa made in China. All right, were you reading an eye chart when you did the acting on that? They may be great seats, but they're not that comfortable. Leon, what was your motivation for that, Dean?
I'm just not going to say no to anything. I have I got 15 minutes here. I'm just not saying no.
Yes.
That's right, baby. Yeah. Do it. Did they pay you for that? Or did you get a sofa or something?
Yeah, I got the crappy sofa.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? It's pretty comfortable.
Is it?
It's pretty comfortable. I'm happy with it.
That's fine. There, you got it for free. All right. So if somebody were your agent and they're lining up all the offers, so we got Leon's, we got a sofa out of that. Hang on a second there, Dean. What else we looking at? What are the phones ringing off the hook? What else they want you to do?
It's just radio interviews. Nobody's really offering me any paid gigs, so that the agent would probably be a little bit upset.
Yeah,
but I'm having fun.
Yeah, why not?
This is such a weird thing to me. There's actual things going on Earth, and they're like, let's talk to the Jack dude.
By the way, let's give some credit to the Jack dude. Because I was looking at some of your pictures, I was scrolling through your Instagram, go back to 2016, 2017. Yeah, a little bit, I don't know what your body mass index was, but certainly body fat was a little higher. You really ripped it up. Did you have, is that all natural or you juicing?
So I did the full transformation from losing all the weight naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I lost over 100 pounds naturally, and then after that point, when I was okay, now I want to bodybuild and look a little weird with it, then that's when it became unnatural.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
At least you admit to it.
Yes.
All right, so here's a big question for you. Ready? Heavy load or lightweight? When you're looking at the Stuart Phillips, right? The 2012, 2016 study, typical 1 or type 1 or type 2 fiber growth. You're better off doing lightweight, high volume, or heavyweight, low volume. What gives you the growth? This is the big question.
I think the most important thing is people choose something that they like doing, and they can do it to a higher level of intensity. So whatever people choose to do, make sure it's something that you're man, I want to actually show up and do this. Because nothing really matters unless you feel good about what you're doing and you want to go do it.
Right. As a trainer, will this help you now that you're the jack dude that was behind home plate? Are you going to be able to charge more there?
I'm not going to upcharge anybody, but I'd like to be more busy.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to upcharge anybody. If you drop the price, you might have more people sign up. But how do your clients do? Do you see big growth with these people? Do they stick with you?
So it depends on who's showing up. Some people, like, when they're actually like going to follow the plan.
Yeah,
it's amazing what a person can do. Yeah. Some people just they're like, I want to just talk for an hour. I'm like, all right, like, and they get no results. So like, if you don't do any of the work, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Right. That's when you push your crappy sofa in there and you just sit there and talk to them the whole time. Yeah. Okay. So Dean, when you were sitting behind home plate, were people constantly texting you like, dude, put on a sweater or like anything like that? Because when you sit behind home plate, I've sat back there for a couple of Mariners games. People are always like, hey, stop picking your nose. Like, everybody just keeps texting you the whole time. Like, hey, pay attention to the game. Stop looking at your phone. Hey, why don't you eat another hot dog, loser? It's like that sitting in back there, it's a lot of work to have to not only watch the game, and then if the ump needs to turn and ask you a question like, Dean, was that, ball or strike? It's also a lot of people writing you the whole time. Were you getting all of that while you were watching?
So like, I've been going there for a while, so I think the people that like actually watch the Jays games throughout the year, they've seen me there, and they don't bother me too much. There's my strategy for that is somebody sends me a text that I don't like, I make sure that they can see I'm looking at the phone and ignoring their text on television.
Well, that's great. So what are your plans for the day's game? Do you have any superstitions like, eat a side of a cow or something, or do like, I don't know, 100-pound. By the way, heavy on the biceps. Heavy. By the way, you also your legs. It's not like what do you do for chest day? What do you do for leg day? Chest. You work the biceps really hard. Have people given you? Yeah, they're giving you some criticism, like you should do more traps or something like that.
It's the I bet he doesn't train legs, but I really don't train my arms very much. It's my mom's just crazy jacked. I just got really good genetics.
Yeah.
Which is tough for people. But my game day superstition is I just pace around my apartment and I watch really stressed out.
Okay. All right.
And my girlfriend's like, why don't you relax? I'm like, I can't.
Yeah. Well, Dean, you must have been having a heart attack the first 20 minutes of yesterday's game.
Oh, it was... It got really good. Like, that was fun for me.
Okay, all right, Dean, this is a Seattle station. Show some mercy, all right? We came out.
You guys ruined Thanksgiving for Canada like every other year, it feels like.
That's true. Monday was Thanksgiving in Canada.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you shouldn't have broken away from us when we had a chance to fight against the English. Well, listen, here's I so appreciate your attitude, which is like, what the hell? Take it for a ride. I get a free couch out of it. I talked to a bunch of guys on the radio, and good for you. I mean, that's a really fun way of looking at it. Continue to work out. Get those people to actually commit to goals and have them push for 2 more reps. I love that when trainers are always like, just give me 2 more. And then like, okay, you got 2 more in you. And you're like, yeah, give me a number, right?
We're in the same tier as dentists. A little bit.
How's the dentist lie to you?
They just massacre your mouth. We do it to your body.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, Dean, we hope that the tears that you will be shedding later on this afternoon don't taste too much like human growth hormones and tears that are salty only. Okay, get on that couch. Okay, the free couch you got.
Oh, well.
All right.
I appreciate the call, guys.
Thanks, Dean, Angelo. Appreciate the Jack guy there.
That's right.
From the Blue Jays. Bye again for anybody that might have missed his commercial. One more time, just so it's the big furniture store, right? And the camera's on her first, and she says, "Oh, you're the guy," and then it spins around, and then it's all Dean. Here we go.
Whoa! Aren't you the Blue Jays super fan? You've got the best seats in the house. What are you doing at Leon's?
They may be the best seats in the house, but they're not the most comfortable.
And then he dives onto the couch.
We gotta start just doing ads like that.
That is good.
Any
That's
random
good stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
those are great.
Good.
I love that he owns that he's juicing too.
Yeah, he cut normally, and then he realizes, hey, I want to put some muscle on. So
I want to look weird.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
He's doing it, and I also like the fact that he's not cutting his hair because he's going bald. He's just going to live it out as long as he can.
Yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah, me too. Listen, if let's hope they lose. Let's hope the Blue Jays lose so that we can call him again. See if he gets another commercial or something like that. That's good. That is the jacked guy from the behind home plate.
Dean Angelo.
He kind of looked like a roided out Geddy Lee of Rush.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, Nate.
To give our audience a visual who didn't see the.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows who that guy is.
Come on.
Oh, please.
Come on.
I got 2 minutes. Can I tell you a quick story?
Absolutely.
You've heard it before, but I don't give a crap because it's baseball related. No, I only have 1 minute
Heard
now.
it, move on.
I only have 1 minute now.
Yeah, you could do it too. Come on.
Okay, real quick. My grandfather had tickets to the Yankees, and when he died, he would continue to have the tickets. It was posthumously kept in the family. So we would always have tickets. So there were 4 tickets, like 4 rows back behind home plate. Always had them. Johnny Egan, my cousin, would take them because he lived in New York. He's a New York stockbroker. So we had the tickets all the time. So the Curleys never took the tickets, so he always had the tickets. So one day, George Steinbrenner, this house, how long ago it was, calls up and says, the assistant says, please hold for Mr. Steinbrenner. So Johnny goes, hey, guys, hang on. John Steinbrenner's on the other line, which is a big deal. Got a call from George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees. So all of his friends that are also sell bonds there in New York, in Wall Street, they all get on the line to listen. And George goes, hey, Johnny, listen, I know your grandfather's a big fan of the Yankees. And listen, we want to make sure that, we'd like to, I really need those tickets. We got the playoffs coming up. So I'd like to offer you 6 along the third baseline, 6 rows back. And Johnny, bang, hangs up on him. Call back again. The assistant says, you lost Mr. Steinbrenner. Please hold. Gets back on the line. And George goes, sorry, by the way, we got hung up on. So we're going to give you 6 along the third baseline. Bang, hangs up again on him. And all his friends are like, yeah, you show him. Yeah, go. Third call, George Steinbrenner calls himself and goes, what do you want? He goes, I'll tell you what I want. I don't want to be insulted by you giving me 6 along the third baseline. I'll tell you what I want right now. And he starts to name all the stuff. And George Steinbrenner goes, I'm not giving you that. He goes, all right, you really want the tickets? Go screw yourself. And bang, hangs up. And then finally, George Steinbrenner calls back, what the effing blank do you blank and want? He goes, I'll tell you what I blank and want. I'll take 10 tickets along the first baseline, 3 rows back. I'll give you the 4. Plus, I want to be on the float when the Yankees win. And George Steinbrenner says, done. And he goes, send over, I want it notarized, I want your signature on, I want all of it over here in an hour. So sure enough, they send it over, they give the tickets back and forth, and then when the Yankees win, sure enough, Johnny Egan is on the float.
Wow.
But not with the players. George Steinbrenner put him on the float with the girlfriends. So he was. So there's a picture of him in the New York Times on the float with all these women. He's like looking around like, this sucks. So in the end, Steinbrenner gets him.
He squeezed him now.
I wanted Johnny to tell that story, but every time he tells it, there's so many F-bombs that it's like it's not worth it.
Quick question.
Yes.
Was it for one game or for...
He just wanted it for that one game.
Okay, got it.
Just the one game. And we still have the tickets.
Attaboy.
And then when they got a new stadium, Johnny's like, hey, these seats are 7 rows back. So he insisted that they moved them up. Because when they built the new stadium, the seats were further back. Or I don't know, whatever. That's the New York ugly side of the Curley family. All right, Nate, let's check traffic, Nathan.
All righty, this report brought to us by Seattle Sports. If you're heading into town for the big game, South 5 is heavy from 85th into downtown. Linwood to Seattle has gone up to 40 minutes. North 5 is packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett at 45. Everett to Marysville, you're pushing 15 minutes, which isn't bad. You're crowded from the Boeing Freeway to Highway 2. From there, you're going to clear out. Both of our lake bridges are clear heading into Seattle and actually heading over to Bellevue, either direction. Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour trip. It's heavy from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 40 minutes. You're slow from Interurban Avenue to 516. And Federal Way to Tacoma is a 15-minute trip, but it is heavy from State Route 18 into Fife. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I love the fact that Longevity Medical Clinic has been in the business, the science of longevity, longer than anybody else I can think of. And if you happen to be scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or something, there's all these new clinics that are popping up. Oh, you can inject NAD and amino peptide acids, and you can do this and you can do that, and you should send us $150. I was like, this is kind of crazy. These guys are new to the business when Longevity Medical Clinic right there in Kirkland and in Tacoma have been doing this for 25 years. In fact, when Dr. Mixon first started, people were like, well, that doesn't work. And he's like, really? Here's the science. Well, that's not going to work. Well, here's the science. Here's the evidence. Here's the proof. Thousands of people that have been patients of Longevity Medical Clinic and still are have seen the results. They're living them. Longer, healthier lives. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to slow down and give up a whole bunch of stuff. You, yourself, the science of Longevity Medical Clinic can make the commitment to enjoy a longer life. It's right there in their name, Longevity. Take the free health analysis at longevityMedicalClinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harger.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Mariners Blue Jays at T-Mobile Park for the ALCS. We'll get you ready for Game 5.
The Seahawks are getting ready for Monday Night Football. Hosting the Texans, we'll have the Mike McDonald preview.
And Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers, pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So you and I have talked before about the folks who think they can do this themselves. And again, I imagine there are a lot of people who are saying, well, new administration, fewer staff members, now I truly can get it done.
Really, in this situation, I do feel really bad for the taxpayer because here you're getting a notice. You call the IRS, you're going to be on hold for 45 minutes to an hour. And so getting through is going to be more difficult. And when you do get through, you're going to be talking to people that are not as well trained as they have been in the past.
Which makes it even easier for them to take advantage, even if it's not intended, against the person who owes taxes.
I've heard it said that they just will make up something because they want to respond to the taxpayer. And people are going to get some really bad information and they're not going to know.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Mariners faithful have converged on T-Mobile Park for Game 4 of the ALCS. Some of them marched all the way from City Hall, and KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was in that crowd. He now joins us live from the ballpark. James.
Yeah, that's right, Aaron. It was quite a celebratory march here. Started with a pep rally on the steps of City Hall this afternoon, followed by that march here to T-Mobile Park. Lots of excitement in the crowd, and they were really exciting. A big roar came when we were traveling south on Occidental, and T-Mobile came into view. If you want to know about the excitement here tonight, listen to this fan.
I'm feeling we're going to go get a W. We're ready to take it home. Tonight's the night. We're going to let them have their night, get it out the way. It's about to be Boom City tonight.
Boom City tonight. Also, it should be said that there are a lot of Blue Jays here tonight, and I don't mean birds, I mean fans, so they'll be well represented. But Mariners fans are ultimately confident that they'll come out with a win tonight. Reporting live at T-Mobile Park, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
All right, thank you, James. And of course, first pitch tonight at 5:33 on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. There's breaking news from the world of music. Ace Frehley, the founding guitarist for Kiss, has died. His family says he was dealing with ongoing medical issues. Frehley was 74. The Senate failed for a 10th time now to advance a Republican-led bill to end the government shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has more from Capitol Hill.
There really appears to be no end in sight here. Remember, the two leaders aren't even talking to each other. They're talking past each other. There have been some incremental changes here and there, but we haven't seen any real movement towards a solution here.
Meantime, the shutdown is driving up unemployment claims in Washington state. As of yesterday, nearly 1,200 federal workers have applied for benefits. That's about 79 per day. The Employment Security Department says those claims are more complex and take longer to process. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, let's start with our update down there in Nisqually. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union. It's 4 hours into this disabled semi, North 5, just before the Nisqually River Bridge. It is now blocking 2 lanes. It had just a single lane blocked for all this time until about 10 minutes ago. So this is going to add to our 7-mile bumper-to-bumper backup that stretches way back at Pacific Avenue. Olympia to Tacoma right now is an hour and 25-minute commute, almost an hour delay. So Martin Way, State Route 510, the Old Pack Highway are among a number of routes taking on added volumes this afternoon as drivers seek out alternate routes, and looks like this is just going to get worse. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 50-minute commute. You're doing okay until you reach State Route 18. From there, it's packed into Sumner. Heading through Seattle, South 5 heavy coming out of Northgate in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle's 40 minutes. North 5 is packed, approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Both lake bridges are clear. Seattle to Federal Way plan on 40 minutes. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It is cloudy tonight, but dry. As for the temperatures for game time, we'll be right around 60 degrees again tonight, mid-50s in the middle innings, and then overnight, we'll see temperatures drop into the upper 40s. Right now, 59 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, other Mariners Mariners news. Rye's going to be checking as well because I'm sure James wants to go home, right?
Yeah, James isn't big into baseball. So we gave him the assignment of marching from City Hall to T-Mobile Park. He was stoked.
All righty, good.
Attaboy.
He's like, who's Humpy?
Anybody search him before he left? Not sure he had any Blue Jays gear on him or something like that, pennant or something.
Sure,
that sounds
sure.
like
Right. No, I don't think so.
Rye's checking in because these once-in-a-lifetime experiences dads have to pay for. And so I went online. I'm like, aftermarket tickets. Oh my God, these once-in-a-lifetime experiences are expensive. It's supposed to be once in a lifetime,
right?
But he got good seats. Good.
Seat, right?
Seat
Just
one.
Yes, yeah.
Just bought one. He goes to a lot of Mariners games by himself. So
and no predictions today, right?
no, he said, "Well, I was wrong." But he was texting Aaron throughout. You guys were
he was
early
texting
on.
me.
Both of you were just like loving the two.
Well, then he said, I shouldn't have made that prediction. And I said, yeah, you just never know, man. Like, you just don't know.
He said to me over the phone, "What the hell do I know?"
Yeah.
Said I'm a football guy.
Yeah. He's a football guy. Okay. All right, Home Comfort Alliance. I was just thinking about Home Comfort Alliance because when it comes to, I know it's weird.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, what number am I thinking between 1 and 10?
8.
Wow, that's crazy. Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. You've got their number. It's homecomfortalliance.com. All right, a little bit of a day in history. There it is. 1793, Marie Antoinette is beheaded. As she was walking up the steps to the guillotine, she accidentally tripped the executioner, and then she apologized to him. Pardon me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that on purpose. Je veux trop manger jambon fromage. I want to eat ham and cheese. 1854, Oscar Wilde is born. Let's see what else. 1859, John Brown raid on Harper's Ferry. I was going to do that, but man, that is one bloody story. Do you know that one?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I think I skipped that. 1906, Shoemaker leads German soldiers in a robbery. Joe liked that one because Joe read it. Joe?
Yes, so a Shoemaker disguises himself as a German officer, goes to a military camp, finds 2,000 German soldiers, and just acts like he's their boss. They have no reason to not believe him, so he commands them to follow him for 20 miles. He marches them into this town. He says the mayor is under suspicion of some criminal activity. I want you to arrest him right now. And as they're doing that, he demanded to see the mayor safe, out of which he took 4,000 Deutschmarks or whatever.
Wow.
And then he sends the army the soldiers to take him back to some jail in the town 20 miles away, which they do. Meanwhile, he slips away with the 4,000 marks, and they don't realize they'd been had until about 2 or 3 days later.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joe, for that. 1923, Walt Disney Company is formed. I was going to do that one, too. There's a lot of weird stuff about Walt, but I skipped it. Tommy Smith and John Carlos raised their fist. 1968. What? 1968? The Olympics are 1968? At this time of the year? I guess so. October? Huh. Anyway, I remember that moment.
That is an interesting point.
Yeah, how about that? Well, I think that's wrong.
Yeah,
I'd be wrong. I'd slip that in there on us. In 1897, baby Jessica is rescued from the well as the world watched. I remember that.
Do you?
It's sort of anticlimactic. She's like, there she is.
She's alive at least, right?
Yeah, okay, but we already knew she was alive.
That's true.
It was Lassie that had told everybody that Jessica was in the well. And 1995, the Million Man March. All right, I'm going to do Marie Antoinette because everybody thinks, what was the most famous quote of Marie Antoinette? Anyone? Anyone? Nate knows. Or don't, Joe. I know you know the answer. Famous quote from Marie Antoinette. Come on.
Oh.
The peasants, they have no bread. The peasants, they have no bread. What did she say in return?
He's Googling.
He has no idea. Andrew? No. You don't want to help? You want to phone a friend? The answer...
I want to eat my Wilcox family farm egg.
Okay, the answer is let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
Which she never said. She never said that. Right. So she is born. She's one of 15 kids, and they're born in. She's born in Austria, and her mom's like, "Hey, you're going to marry the French prince, and the two of you, then you're going to become the French queen, and the two of you are going to get together." So she was 14, he was 15, and they get married, and that's the way people did it back then. She is quite bored because the prince, now the king, had some sort of operation, they weren't specific on this, that they needed to do in order for him to be able to kind of consummate their relationship, because it was about 4 to 5 years until they were able to form the beast with two backs. Like, what kind of operation are they doing on the guy back then? I don't know. I couldn't find that. They didn't want to find it, but just anyway, they do the operation. Then she gets pregnant, and the rule was, the king was like, look, everyone, when you have baby, you must have baby in public. So she had to give birth in public to make sure there were no imposters. Can you imagine that? Gee whizzingers. She was really bored. Really bored. She's a young woman. She's, hanging out there for the first couple of years until after the operation. So she decides that, hey, I got nothing to do. So they build a fake farm inside the palace gates, and then she and her friends would milk cows and do peasant work.
Cosplay as
something to do. By the way, when she was a little kid, her friend was Mozart. Mozart would be the correct answer. What is Mozart? Well, anyway, here's what happens. The French Revolution begins because the French spent a lot of money to the U.S. to help us fight the British. So the French didn't have a lot of money. The country was kind of going broke. And then the super rich just kept living lives of super rich life. And then the rest of the peasants got pretty upset because they were paying all the taxes and the rich didn't have to pay any taxes at all. Imagine that.
Wow.
So the revolution begins. The newspapers, whatever they were, the pamphlets and stuff, decided they were going to use Marie Antoinette as sort of like their dumping ground. So they made up a whole bunch of stories about her being a lesbian. They had drawings of her doing stuff, and they decided that, oh, she's horrible and she doesn't care about anybody. And she was like, "What are you talking about? I fake milk cows."
Yeah.
And then they come after they go to the palace. They get the queen. And they get the rest of the royal family. They all try to escape. They go to escape. They were told go in 2 separate carriages, but they said no. We're going to put everybody in one carriage. It was too slow. They get caught. They go back. She's in this prison for I think about 3 or 4 or 5 years, and finally they have her on trial for about 2 days for a bunch of just garbage. And then the entire jury, all men, say off with her head. So they march her up. They cut off all of her hair. They put her in this white smock, which is filthy. And as she's walking up the steps, she accidentally trips the executioner. She apologizes to him. And she has no reason to be upset. And people are really mad. They want her to be crying and, just on the ground, writhing around and demanding that she not be executed. And she just said, I've done nothing wrong. And go ahead, do what you're going to do. And sure enough, bang, they cut her head off, held it up in the air, everybody cheered, and they threw her in a pit. Prior to her going in there, somebody had made a death mask of her, and they had that. Finally, she got a royal burial, I think about 1872 or something like that. But that is Marie Antoinette. She did not ever say, "Let them eat cake." And I never knew that until today. So you see what you learn?
How we learn.
Now you know.
The rest of the story.
She got railroaded.
Oh, I just looked up on Google the operation the guy had.
And?
Oh, my God.
Any pictures?
Oh, yes. I'm going to eat and eat a donut. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All righty, Harnish Auto Family's got the update. Let's start you in Nisqually. Our disabled semi, North 5, just at the south end of the Nisqually River Bridge, is back to blocking just the right lane. You're backed up to Pacific Avenue, actually approaching Pacific Avenue. That's a 7 to 8 mile bumper to bumper backup. Olympia to Tacoma, you're pushing an hour and a half. That's about an hour delay. So as you can imagine, all surface streets around the area are getting jam-packed jam-packed as drivers seek alternate routes, especially Martin Way and Old Pack Highway. Those are all jammed up. If you're making your way to the 533 M's game here in Seattle, South 5 is heavy from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle up to 50 minutes with more crowding in Linwood to get through. Southbound 99 is now heavy approaching the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5, you're heavy approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. And crossing the lake from Bellevue, plan on 20 minutes on both 520 and I-90 right now. Both are looking pretty good. We are Harnish Auto Family, and this month we've partnered with Mobile Mammo Northwest. For every test drive you take, we'll make a donation on your behalf. Harnish Auto Family, people matter. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
The voice of the Mariners for 40 years, Rick Riz. Every Thursday morning at 7:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat, and I can't see.
Good morning, Sparky.
He said, all right, man, they're still just 2 games away from getting to the World Series, but then the Mariners have forgotten about it. They flushed it.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Cancer impacts so many families, including mine. Former Washington Husky Mario Bailey here. My mother was treated for cancer at UW Medicine. As devastating as cancer is, there is hope, because the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Patients who received vaccines over 20 years ago are still alive today. Please join me and make a donation to the Cancer Vaccine Institute at local Safeway stores. Learn more at uwcvi.org.
Hey 12's Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. For men 40 and older, a simple PSA blood test can help intercept prostate cancer early. You can get the simple test before the Crucial Catch game October 20th at Ticketmaster Tailgate.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com. As
Don O'Neill used to say, I got a blue light in my heart for cops. This cop's a jerk. This guy, J.D. Ellison, this is in West Virginia. A guy's flashing his high beams, just letting people know there's cops are ahead. So this cop says on the recording, I'm going to go get that guy. So then he goes up and pulls up on the guy.
That was pretty stupid, wasn't it?
What's that?
Flashing your lights at everybody to let them know that law enforcement was sitting there running radar.
Is that a crime?
Yeah, you can't high beam people at any time in the daytime or nighttime.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure I could articulate some other kind of driving charge in there for doing that too. And I wrote you 2 citations today.
Yeah, I'm going to look into them.
It's not illegal to do that, to flash and warn, but it's illegal to high beam. Huh?
I said I'll see.
And I could take you to jail today for your unsigned registration card. That's actually up to 6 months in jail. You think it's funny, sir?
I'll take the ticket, sir.
I know, but do you think this is funny?
I'm allowed to laugh. I can laugh all I want.
Okay, go ahead and step out here for me.
Am I being detained?
Yes, sir, you are. Step out of the vehicle.
Are you serious?
Place your hands behind your back for me.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me.
Oh, man, you're serious, brother.
I'm not your brother.
You're arresting me for laughing.
No.
I didn't do anything.
I'm arresting you for unsigned registration.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Okay, so stand right there.
What a jerk. But so then he takes it to court. And the judge says,
my client, William, was pulled over in Nicholas County, West Virginia, for flashing his lights to warn oncoming traffic of a speed trap. During the stop, he was arrested for laughing at the police officer who was writing him a ticket for the non-existent crime. On Friday, the trial was held, appealing the conviction of William. I'm not going to make you wait for the fantastic news about the appeal trial. The client was victorious. The conviction was overturned and thrown out. He was vindicated, and I was proven correct all along about the law, though that shouldn't really have been a difficult issue in the first place. People frequently ask me, why do police officers act in this way, perfectly aware that they're recording themselves with their own body cams?
Yeah.
The answer probably is that they don't see anything wrong with their behavior. He's completely ignorant to the fact that a normal person would watch this video and be shocked and appalled. To him, though, it's just another day at work.
Yeah. And then there's video of J.D. Ellison, the cop, dancing later on. In a bar.
Oy.
What a jerk. By the way, First Amendment rights allow you to warn oncoming drivers about speed traps. That's First Amendment right.
Now he knows.
But I'm going to arrest you for unsigned registration.
He looked like he was about 21 years old.
Who did?
The cop.
No, he was not. Did you see him dancing?
No,
he's a little older than that. J.D. Ellison. What a jerk. What a jerk.
Giving him a bad name.
Good for that guy. Can't believe. Wouldn't you be shocked you're being handcuffed? I mean, you've been handcuffed before. It's no big deal. You wouldn't be shocked. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
This one brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Disabled semi, North 5, right before the Nisqually River Bridge, blocks your right lane, and that is why you're backed up all the way to Pacific Avenue. 7-mile backup, Olympia to Tacoma, an hour and a half. That's an hour delay, and basically every surface street along that route are all jammed up right now. Up in Bonnie Lake, we've got a collision blocking the intersection of State Route 410 at 234th. Drivers cannot get through that intersection. The roadway is closed. Westbound 18, just past the West Valley Highway. We've got a stall in the right lane. Heading through Seattle, South 5 heavy from Northgate in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle's a 50-minute drive. Southbound 99 heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5, you're heavy at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. It's packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Ron is a musician.
Guitar is my love, and the thought of losing that ability was devastating.
You see, Ron was suffering from osteoarthritis.
I was starting to have pain, especially in my right thumb. I had gone to an orthopedic specialist, and they were coming up with options like fusing the joints together.
That's when Ron decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
The results are astounding. I couldn't have imagined it working as effectively as it has.
You'd recommend this to other people?
Oh, wholeheartedly. I am quite the fan of the stem cell therapy.
So whether it's a shoulder, hip, knee, or even your thumb, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
I'm singing from rooftops. Go see Dr. Wagner.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO News Radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. wise. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts, or store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Former Trump advisor indicted.
Bolton abused his position as national security advisor.
President cites on Russia-Ukraine war.
I'll be meeting with President Putin.
Judge's order to ICE agents after Chicago clashes will
require any body-worn cameras agents are wearing to be turned on.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, is indicted in Maryland on 18 counts. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
It alleges he shared more than 1,000 pages of information about his day-to-day activities as national security advisor, including information that was classified up to top secret SCI level with two unauthorized individuals. They're named individuals 1 and 2. We don't know exactly who these individuals are. He also unlawfully, according to the indictment, is accused of retaining documents, writings, and notes relating to the national defense of the country up until top secret SCI level at his home in Maryland.
Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson.
We need to remember President Trump had been formally indicted for such a crime. So what we need to find out exactly is what is in those documents, whether they are really classified, and if the handling of them by John Bolton actually violates the law.
He's the third Trump critic recently indicted, the president saying,
"He's a bad guy. It's too bad, but it's the way it goes."
Bolton says he looks forward to the fight to defend his lawful conduct and to expose Trump's abuse of power. After what he calls a very productive call, President Trump says he'll meet with Vladimir Putin in Budapest for more talks on ending the war in Ukraine. Asked about his next moves.
I mean, we have a problem. They don't get along too well, those two, and it's sometimes tough to have meetings, so we may do something where we're separate but equal.
Tomorrow, he will meet with Ukraine's president at the White House. A U.S. appeals court declines a request by the Trump administration to lift a lower court's block on deployment of the National Guard in Chicago. CBS's Usher Qureshi in Chicago also reports.
A federal judge said she will require immigration agents in the Chicago area to wear body cameras. The order comes just days after a chaotic immigration incident on Chicago's southeast side. Federal agents in that incident say a vehicle rammed into a Border Patrol SUV, setting off a car chase and multiple arrests.
The cost of drugs for in vitro fertilization will decrease dramatically, an estimated 73%, according to President Trump, who says his administration has negotiated lower prices for an expensive component of the IVF cycle. Stocks fell on Wall Street. The Dow closed down 301 points. Now this.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
Well, a big announcement from the Mariners manager ahead of tonight's Game 4. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Global Credit Union's got the update. Heading north out of Olympia or through Olympia is a real struggle this afternoon. In fact, you should delay that trip if you can. At the Nisqually River Bridge, we have a disabled semi. It's blocking that right lane. We are about, almost 5 hours into this, and it's got you backed up into Olympia now. Olympia to Tacoma, an hour and 40-minute drive. Martin Way, State Route 510, the Old Pack Highway are among a number of routes taking on added volumes this afternoon. Tacoma to Olympia going the other way, you're looking okay, especially in comparison, just a 45-minute drive. Westbound 18, just past the West Valley Highway, a stall blocks your right lane. Through Seattle, South 5 heavy from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle is a 50-minute drive with some more crowding in Linwood. Southbound 99 is heavy approaching the Aurora Bridge down to the stadiums. And North 5 heavy at the Michigan Curve through downtown. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. After Toronto's bats exploded last night, it's on to the next for Mariners fans.
Like, Cal Raleigh says, job's not done.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with the preview of Game 4 from T-Mobile Park.
The Mariners are going for something they've never done before tonight, win more than 2 games in an ALCS, and fans want to see it happen.
We're getting back next game. Promise you we will. We're going to come back and we're going to get them next game. I guarantee it.
Inside T-Mobile, the roof is open again for Game 4 as crews repair home plate and the mound. Mariners have a 2-1 lead in the series. Inside T-Mobile Park, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Looking ahead to Game 5, manager Dan Wilson says Bryce Miller will start tomorrow. As for Brian Wu,
Brian's going to be available out of the pen, and I think that's the plan here going forward.
Wu has never pitched in relief in his big league career. The M's All-Star has been working through an injury for nearly a month. Oh, the wait is over. The White River Bridge is about to reopen. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi has more on that.
The vital link between Enumclaw and Buckley will be open Friday evening, weeks earlier than expected. Washington Transportation Secretary Julie Meredith.
We at WashUp feel the pain when the communities are severed like this.
Back in August, an overheight truck hit the bridge.
One thing I want to be clear about, the damage here was significant. It could have been even worse.
So Governor Bob Ferguson, who made the announcement at the bridge on Thursday, says he'll be putting money in his supplemental budget for more warning systems for this and other bridges across the state. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
A 4-day closure over Tiger Mountain starts tonight. WashDOT's David Rasback says they're shutting down SR 18 to work on the final stages of that widening project.
That adds about 22 miles or 30 minutes in good traffic time.
The closure between I-90 and Issaquah-Hobart Road starts tonight at 9. It runs through 5 a.m. on Monday. Weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy tonight, but staying dry. Some pockets of light showers tomorrow morning, then mostly dry for Friday afternoon. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Everything happens to me.
I'm broke. Can't pay my bills.
I think I'm cursed.
I'm just bad luck.
Stop. If you're tired of bad luck, if you think your life is jinxed, now you can change it with E. David Scott's Curse Removal. Call this number and follow simple instructions.
It really works. Within 2 days, I won this car in a drawing and $20,000.
Call and let positive forces instantly cast away the evil spirits that bring you bad luck. $1.95 per minute for entertainment only. Under 18 get permission. Call now and remove the jinx from your life.
What's the number? They forgot the number. Oh, shoot. I got a jinx on my life. You could call the number for the Mariners to win. Dive it in the news. There we go. Hey. Wow, this guy is so dedicated. Here he comes. You want to talk about exciting government stuff? Yes, this guy's a pit bull. He's a ball of fire. Especially when Todd Myers from the Washington Policy Center is coming live from the Mariners. Where are you now, Todd?
I am overlooking beautiful T-Mobile Park in Seattle.
Where are your seats? Where are the seats going to be for that one there, Todd Myers?
Just past the first base. It's going to be great.
Going to be great.
I'll be right there. I'm going to watch them win, take a 3-1 lead, watch the Canucks cry. It'll be awesome.
You want to make a prediction?
I predict that we will win 6-4.
Wow. Gee whiz. Rye made a prediction yesterday, and it didn't work out so well for him. And when I asked him what happened, he goes, hell, I don't know. What are you asking me for? But anyway, 6-4 M's. Okay, good. Let's talk. Here's what I love about you, Todd, for a number of reasons. When it comes to data and holding government responsible, you are one of the most polite individuals. You send an email because you happen to notice that when it came to the data that the superintendent of schools, Chris Rakedahl, was supposed to be putting up regarding how well are kids doing in fourth grade when math and reading, you happen to notice that, geez, that's kind of weird. The last little bit you put up there was 2018, 2019. So you sent a letter saying, do you have new data? I just wonder, what the last results are showing, right? And what happened after that, Todd?
Well, yeah, they're required by law to put up how Washington State is doing toward meeting some targets. Mm-hmm. There were some 2027 targets that were pushed back to 2029 because of COVID. And they had a web page, and they're literally required by law to post it regularly. And there's a note on that said, most recent data, 2018, 2019. So I emailed them and said, do you have new data? And they said, yes, we have new data, but, it's not updated on this page. And I said, okay, well, this data over here, is this related to this? And they said, we'll get back to you.
Okay.
So I didn't hear back from them. And a week later, I said, any news on this? And I didn't hear back from them. And then a week later, I went to the page to see if anything had changed, and something had changed. They had simply scrubbed the web page of those data completely, so that we were no longer even able to see any data from 2018, 2019, or whenever about whether we were actually meeting the targets that we were required by law for students to meet in terms of proficiency in math and reading.
Have you heard from Chris Rakedahl? I know he's very involved. If you happen to follow him on Instagram, and it is private, he has the camera. He's out there walking his dog. It must bother him that his dog's name is Brandy. I don't know if the dog's last name is Cruz. But anyway, he basically holds the camera up as he's walking along. So don't listen to those people. We're doing great. We're doing great. The kids are doing great. We're all doing great. Keep giving us more and more money. So he hasn't responded. You haven't heard anything else? Because this is like 5 or 6 days ago you asked for the new data?
It's about 2 weeks ago that I asked for the new data, and I did receive a response last week from their communications person. And she actually was very nice. She said, look, I should have gotten back to you. You're right. I apologize. This is my fault. She said, the reason we took it down is that we are updating it, and we will have a new update soon.
Oh.
Now, I'm skeptical that is the reason, given that it was immediately after I asked the question and they didn't get back to me. But, okay, well, let's see if they put it up. But we know that the Superintendent of Public Instruction's office admits that students are not doing well, particularly in math, because I went through all of the supplemental budget requests for the legislative session, which starts in January, and they have a request for $10 million. And in that request for $10 million, it is for helping students with math, because in their own words, we are just above average in the country, but declining. So while the Superintendent of Public Instruction does videos saying kids are doing great, we're on the right path, we're doing great, their own budget request says, actually, we're just barely above average and we're falling. So I think that gives you an indication of why they are very careful about removing data that shows that we're not doing well, because it looks badly, it makes him look bad.
Yeah. By the way, the Washington Policy Center, the piece you have up there, it said that fourth graders fell from 10th to 27th when it came to math. And then also, I think they dropped as well as in reading. But then also at the bottom of the Washington Policy Center piece that you have up there, it says that our teachers are compensated the third richest teachers in the United States. Those weren't not your words, but basically we spend a heck of a lot of money on education, and apparently we're not getting the results, or you can't find the results. But this isn't new. This scrubbing or removing data has happened to you before, hasn't it, Todd?
It happens frequently. And so what happens is that politicians say, we're going to be held accountable. We're going to show you the progress we're making. And they, send out press releases talking about how they're going to be accountable and they're going to do great things. And then invariably, when the numbers come back and they show that we're not doing well, they scrub them. Governor Inslee did this going back to 2019 when he had a system called Results Washington that was supposed to track data in a number of different areas. I was focusing on climate and environment, and we're just about a month before he announced for president, suddenly all of their climate and environment data went away because it showed that we were failing to meet any of his targets. And he was about to run as the climate candidate. So, this is something that is routinely done, and that's why we step in to make sure that those data are clear, that they're out there, and that people know that they should be holding politicians accountable for failing to meet the promises.
Well, that's one way to save money there in Olympia is, don't spend the money of having to put the data up. So in effect, they're saving money, aren't they?
The sad thing is that probably if you look at the budgets, they actually don't cut the staff; they just remove the data.
Yeah. So what do you hope happens? They said they apologize. They said they're going to get back to you. And when they get back to you, the data goes up. If it is true, if they don't just put up some other sort of bullcrap numbers, because Chris Rakedal like to use different. Well, those tests don't matter. We don't use those. Those are not the metrics. We use these over here, and we're doing just great. We just need more money. If we get more money, we just need more money. So you're asking for the same data that they gave you in 2018, 2019. You want those same numbers so you can see clearly how we're doing in the state of Washington.
That's right. And of course there's always tricks they can play. So students are ranked on a scale of 1 to 4 in terms of their proficiency in math and reading. And what the law says is that 3 and 4 count as proficient, 1 and 2 don't. Mm-hmm. But in recent incarnations, what the Superintendent of Public Instruction's office has done is indicated that 2, 3, and 4 are proficient. So they've padded the numbers even when they have released them. And so, look, it's a never-ending game of trying to hold them accountable. But, if you care about students, if you care about education, you should hold yourself to high standards. You should demand that, we do better by our kids. And that's the really frustrating thing is that when politicians are given a choice between doing what's right for students and kids and giving them the opportunity that they deserve and that we pay for, or, ducking responsibility, they duck responsibility. And I just think that's why we need more school choice options for parents, is so that they're not reliant on politicians doing the right thing, even when the numbers make them look bad.
I always found it strange. Remember that whole argument that started, in 2012 or something? We need to fully fund. Schools need to be fully funded. And I kept thinking, okay, what does fully funded mean? That's the number one. That's the number one thing we need to do in the state of Washington is fully fund. So the funding, I think, went up. Did it double or 80% increase from 2013 up? It's just crazy amount of money we're throwing at the schools, but we're not getting the results out of it as we fully fund whatever that is. And then when you go to find the data, it's not available to you because they don't want to show you what the real numbers are. Because once you see the real numbers, then people are like, well, why are we funding, or what are you failing? And you think you're going to get more money. We're spending more money and not getting the results. This idea that, if we're now spending about $20,000 per student. If we spend $22,000, well, we see the numbers go up. So we did better with less money, but now we're paying more money and getting crappy results. But that's Chris Rakedal, who's been invited on this show a number of times, and we've never heard back. I guess they're too busy trying to get that data up for the Washington Policy Center. This unfortunately for you and everybody else at Washington Policy Center, they're giving you many, many targets there in Olympia, whether it's a Climate Commitment Act or the budget. I saw that there was a good piece up. Guppy had a good piece up about, are we heading towards a recession as you're looking at all these taxes? And included in the Washington Policy Center, the president of Microsoft, I believe, was speaking about what's happening in the state of Washington and how they're driving businesses away.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody would confuse Brad Smith, who's the president of Microsoft, with being a right-wing conservative. He's not, but he recognizes that the policies that we're following have a cost. But look, we shouldn't get. The thing is that it's easy to get depressed and just to grumble. There are solutions to this. We know that there are ways to improve test scores and give kids the opportunity. Mississippi has gone from 49th in the country in math and reading to in the top 10 in both categories. there are things that work, and we need to implement them. So it's not just, grumbling about paying too much or, the government never works or things like that. Government can work if they follow the right policies, and that's what we're trying to get them to do, is to give up the approach that just says throw more money at it, support the teachers union. We need to give more flexibility to teachers so that they have the option to cater to students and give them what they need, because we know it works. We have evidence. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'll let you get back to the game, and your prediction again is 6-4. And do you have any particular weird superstitions before Mariners games that so many fans have?
Oh, I have many. I always try to have a martini before the game, and I wear a particular jersey as well. And after there was a winning streak, and my wife says, your jersey is kind of dirty. I should wash it. And I was like, do not wash that jersey until we lose.
What are you wearing right now?
I am wearing the Mariners green jersey that they wore in both of their wins in Toronto.
Okay. All right. Washed or unwashed?
Oh, definitely unwashed.
Okay. Well, let's hold on to that martini. I know it's not easy when you're cheering. You got it because the way the glass is shaped, and don't let that olive fall out. Okay.
I am a very seasoned veteran of drinking martinis and watching sports.
Todd Myers, keep up the great work. Hopefully, you get the data and you get it back to us. Get back to the game. There he goes. Thanks, Todd. There's a dedicated fan of Washington Policy Center and your Mariners.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I asked. At the end of this thing here. So I asked Andrew this is 2012. You gave me some Inslee stuff here.
Oh, I threw those in there. Yeah, that's his no taxes.
Oh yeah, God, Dory went nuts on this one. This is 2012.
I believe in a different path. I do not believe tax increases are the right path for the state of Washington. I believe the path is to help small businesses to make sure that they can grow jobs and we can get our economy back on track, and that is the route back to fiscal health for the state of Washington.
That thing, Dory played that thing over and over and over again, because I think it was right after that, right after he got elected, there's a couple of weeks or something, bang, taxes were thrown out there for everybody. Raise everybody's taxes. And man, Dory went to town every single time on that. The wealth tax. There we go.
So I am proposing.
By the way, I just played. These are oldies. I mean, this is old.
Classic.
Inslee's not there anymore. But, come on now.
A new wealth tax. Over 4 years under this proposal, the wealth tax would generate about $10.3 billion over 4 years.
Yeah.
What a bunch of hogwash.
Hey, come on now. There you go. Hang on.
We've got one of the strongest economies in the country. We've produced thousands of millionaires and billionaires. We have proposed what I would consider a fairly modest tax.
You see, this is interesting. So just listen to these words again.
We've produced thousands of millionaires.
We have produced thousands of millionaires.
What a bunch of hogwash.
Who's the we? We have produced, is the we, the private sector, those that risk capital, those that work 18-hour days. Is that the we? Because then we get we again.
And billionaires. We have proposed what I would consider a fairly modest tax.
So this we comes back. Now, we is the government. So that we have produced, and then we will tax.
Please hold your applause.
We won't have any trouble. Goodbye. Don't the door hit you on the way out. And now Bob Ferguson following in the same footsteps. Unfortunately, I thought for sure he was. Remember that couple weeks before the election? He was like,
I remembered your cautious optimism.
I thought, why not? Everybody's redemption. You see the light, and you're like, no, we can't tax. Boy, oh boy.
Ooh.
Ooh. Huh? Ooh. How far away from first pitch?
1 hour and 10 minutes.
Alrighty. By the way, Rollo's going to check in. A lot of people calling in from T-Mobile.
You just had to ask for a prediction, didn't you?
Well, why not? Well, who knows? it's like, what does that guy know? By the way, should we bother? We're not going to spin roll around in the barrel on his prediction. We're not going to play that cut. No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I don't make predictions.
That's Aaron. All right, let's check with Nate over there making a prediction on the roadways. Nathan.
Yeah, and it's not looking good in many areas. Seattle Sports has the update, specifically down in Olympia. We've got a disabled semi North 5 just before the Nisqually River Bridge. We're now 5 hours into this. It's blocking the right lane. You're backed up into Olympia. 9 miles solid backup. Olympia to Tacoma is taking you an hour and 40 minutes. All surface streets are getting jam-packed as well. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 50-minute commute. Seattle to Federal Way, half hour. Bellevue to Renton, 40 minutes. You're going to start to slow, though, at Northeast 60th in Kirkland all the way down to the VMAC, and it gets really thick at 520. Now, heading through Seattle, South 5 is heavy from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle is inched up to 55 minutes with more crowding to get through in Linwood. Southbound 99, you're heavy from the zoo down to the stadiums. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, 25 minutes on 520, about a half hour on I-90 now. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both at 55 minutes. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harger.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Mariners, Blue Jays at T-Mobile Park for the ALCS. We'll get you ready for Game 5.
The Seahawks are getting ready for Monday Night Football. Hosting the Texans, we'll have the Mike McDonald preview.
And Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified physician with over 30 years of experience here in Seattle, and he's performed over 15,000 stem cell therapy procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way, and Paul is one of his patients.
I do a lot of hiking and trekking. I knew my hip was going slowly. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and have to turn. The hip was sore. I'd limp a little bit. So I just went ahead and did it, and it brought me back to where I wanted to be.
So what gave you the confidence to go to Dr. Wagner?
My wife had it on her knees, and that had worked very well.
Where are you at now?
I don't even know what happened. I mean, it's perfectly functional. It's an amazing procedure.
So, whether it's a shoulder, knee, or hip, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Find out if you're a candidate. Book your appointment now at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
So what'll you have today? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
When it comes to picking ice cream, there are lots of choices, and they all look and sound so good. Choosing a Medicare plan is a lot like that. So many options, all sound good. But if you pick a plan that's not right for you, there can be serious consequences. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Open enrollment season is underway, and we're all being inundated with advertisements encouraging us to choose this Medicare Advantage plan or that one. Maybe the best choice for you is traditional Medicare. To make an informed decision, you need to do your homework. The Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program has a free Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit to get you started.
This is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Our Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit has a checklist of 7 easy steps to help you decide which Medicare plan is right for you.
Order your free toolkit today at insurance.wa.gov. That's insurance.wa.gov. Or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center. Then go get an ice cream.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. After a lopsided loss, the Mariners are confident they will bounce back in tonight's ALCS Game 4. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez says they're battle-tested and resilient.
You know, sometimes you're going to experience tough losses, and you cannot, avoid that. But I feel like something that you can really control is how you respond and how you show up the next day, ready to compete again.
KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss at the ballpark with the preview.
Toronto is back in the series. A win tonight for them means the series will go back to Toronto for the M's. They still have a shot to win the series at home, but that means finding a way to bounce back tonight.
And tonight's pitching matchup features 2 veterans with Luis Castillo for the M's. The Blue Jays are giving the ball to 41-year-old Max Scherzer. He's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. President Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, has been indicted.
I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum says Bolton faces multiple charges related to the mishandling of classified information.
These are serious charges, 18 criminal counts, all dealing with either the communication or mishandling of classified material. These are in the nature of the same charges brought against Donald Trump after the Mar-a-Lago raid. Bolton's house was raided over this summer.
And Bolton served as an advisor during President Trump's first term until he was fired in 2019. A Seattle tech company says it was hit by a sophisticated cyber attack. CBS's Nicole Skanga reports F5 Incorporated revealed the breach in a regulatory filing.
The nation's top cyber defense agency has issued an emergency order after the tech company F5 confirmed nation-state hackers accessed its source code. Officials from the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency say no federal devices have been compromised, but thousands of F5 systems are in use across government networks, and the risk is serious.
Bloomberg reports hackers backed by the Chinese government are being blamed for this, though China denies it. At 4:32 now, we go to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
This one brought to you by AAA Nisqually Disabled Semi, North 5, just before the Nisqually River Bridge. Blocks your right lane. We're 5 hours into this, and we're backed up into Olympia. That's a 9-mile bumper-to-bumper backup. Olympia to Tacoma has climbed an hour and 50 minutes, and as you can imagine, all surface streets, alternate routes are getting jam-packed as well. Tacoma to Olympia, 50 minutes. It is solid between JBLM and Nisqually. Heading through Seattle, South 5 is jam-packed from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, close to an hour and 55 minutes. Got a little crowding to get through in Linwood as well. Southbound 99 is now heavy from Green Lake to the stadiums. North 5 jams up at the West Seattle Bridge through downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, 25 minutes on 520 with scattered backups starting at Bellevue Way all the way over to I-5. 35 minutes on I-90. It's solid from 150th and Eastgate across the lake. And Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett are both 55 minutes. AAA Washington's all-new everyday membership gives you discounts and perks at more than 900 local businesses, all for just $25 a year. Join today. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors, and it is cloudy tonight. It'll stay that way. Come tomorrow, some isolated showers in the morning, then mostly dry for the afternoon. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Heat waves. It's like a lid on a pot. High pressure traps heat and blocks out cool air. KIRO 7 Pinpoint Future Track alerts you to heat waves days in advance, and team coverage on KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days keeps you plugged in so you can prepare and stay safe. Watch KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather only on KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Joe. Well said, well read. I'm stalling because Rye wrote, Dad, wait a minute. It's as loud as blank in here.
Oh, yeah, that's okay, though. We want a little of
He's going to be able to hear us. Sure. You know where you should go? You should go to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. They've been around for 50 years. Take the car to Buc-ee's. They got 16 locations, high outside Ball 2. It is Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. That's the place to go. All right, Kitty, you ready? Ready?
Ready.
Hopefully he can hear us. This is good. He's going to be right in the middle of the mix of it all. He's going to be in the mix of it all. He's going to be like there. Ready? Hang on.
Talking sports with Rye.
All right, Rye Roller, where are you right now, my friend?
I'm in section 108. I forget what row and I forget what seat. In T-Mobile Park.
Yes.
And I've met a friend who also has no other friends and is at the game solo. I want to give a shout out to Eric, not Eric. He's a firefighter from Sultan, Washington.
Nice.
All right, good. Now, does your firefighter friend from Sultan, does he know a lot about baseball? Are you going to be sitting there helping him the whole time, or are you going to be annoyed by him? What's his level of baseball knowledge? Because I know you are very particular about who you talk to and who you eat. Yeah?
That makes me sound really annoying, but it seems to have adequate knowledge.
Adequate knowledge.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, here we go. A little bit of baseball talk, right? The man with two different color eyes, 41-year-old.
Nice.
Who am I talking about?
You're talking about Mad Max Scherzer, a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, 41 years old. One of the greatest pitchers in his day, all that time with Washington, also bounced around in the past few years, made a lot of money, and is absolutely nasty. These days, the numbers are up. The ERA is high. His hard hit percentage is a lot higher. The strikeout numbers are a little bit down, but he's a big game pitcher. He won a World Series in 2019 as the workhorse for the Nationals. So even though he's not the pitcher he once was, you're confident putting Max Scherzer out there because you know big games like this, they don't bother him. And he's going to feature fastball, slider, changeup, as well as a curve, good pitch mix, and he is a crazy SOB. Like, he loves getting angry on the mound, pitching angry, and attacking hitters. So big spot for him, and future Hall of Famer, although the numbers right now, not pretty.
Right. A three-time Cy Young Award winner. So when people look at his age, he's kind of kicked around a bit. You're saying not for one moment do you discount this guy and what he could possibly do to the Mariners.
Absolutely. He's the kind of guy, he's pitched in enough of these big games where he could absolutely, it is within the realm of possibility, he could strike out 13 tonight and go 7 innings. Even though, he's been banged up this year. He didn't pitch a whole lot for the Blue Jays, and when he was out there, it wasn't great. But it's one of those things where it's like, you have to, you trust him in a spot like this. Whereas, you send a young guy out there with better numbers and maybe better stuff, who knows if they're going to crumble or not, where Scherzer is going to own this. So, but it's going to be boom or bust with him, right? Because the mentality is one thing, but that's only half the game. The other half is like, hey, can you be in the zone, and is your stuff moving? So we'll see. Although the Mariners, they're really going to be hoping to not make yesterday indicative of what this series could become.
Right.
You get beat up at home like that after taking 2 in front of your home crowd, you just want to go, all right, flush it on to the next. And what Toronto is trying to do is they're trying to use that. Like, hey, we got these guys. Look at what we did to them last night. We can do that every single day. So a lot of stuff in play. It should be a great game. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. He's been rock solid, pardon the pun, in the playoffs.
Yeah. Basically, the home team was taken yesterday out of the game by the 5th inning. Once you silence that crowd and that becomes no longer a factor, then it's hard to cheer when Kirby has he had 3 home runs off of him, and he just gets shelled. If you were the manager, would you have taken Kirby out earlier, or would you have let him just sort of try to punch through all that?
It's one of those things where I think they probably could have pulled him a little earlier, not aggressively earlier, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if this game is lost, George, just go eat up some innings. He's not that young. He can take a blow-up start. And it happens to him occasionally. He's going to be in the zone. Toronto was aggressive. They swung early and often. And if his stuff isn't active enough or they're seeing it well, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, and he was.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, we need him to eat up innings. We don't want this to turn into a bullpen game, because that, of course, affects the next 2 days. So I think they did a good job trying to squeeze as much out of him as they could.
For the people that love baseball but don't know a whole lot about it, can you just give me a TED Talk X in 1 minute talking about somebody like Kirby or Max, how they set those batters up, and if Kirby's slider isn't working or his curve isn't working, and that the fastball sits out there, the batters are waiting for it, and then they just eat him alive. Explain how they set batters up.
Look, the analytics and the technology and the StatCast and being able to track everything, it confirmed what we already knew, which is pitchers are trying to operate on multiple planes. They're trying to what is referred to as tunnel their pitches. They want every single pitch they throw, whether it's an 87-mile-an-hour slider or an 85-mile-an-hour slider or an 82-mile-an-hour changeup or an 100-mile-an-hour fastball, they want it to look the exact same for about 50 feet. So it should come in at the same level, in the same spot, and they want one to go down, they want one to go left, they want one to go right, and they want one to stay completely straight. And if you can operate in that zone, tunneling your pitches, by the way, Max Scherzer has been the best at this for close to a decade, maybe even more. And Kirby's trying to do the same thing. So it's all about that finesse where the batter thinks it's one thing, right? If a fastball's coming in, a pitch is coming in, and it looks like a strike for about 50 feet, and then it breaks hard left and is a ball, well, if now in the batter's mind, they're going, well, that's a ball. That pitch looked like a ball. That's a ball. I'm not going to swing at it next time. Well, you throw that fastball, and if it can remain in that same spot, it'll dart right into the zone and be a strike. So it's a fascinating art, the sweet science of pitching. It's why it's my favorite position. It's why it's like the only thing I really fixate on when it comes to, because hitting is like, either you hit or you don't.
Right.
Either you have eye coordination or you don't. But that's what these pitchers are trying to operate with. And with Kirby last night, like I said, he's an aggressive pitcher. So and he's going to be aggressive early in the count. He wants to get ahead. He's not setting anybody up. So Toronto was just like, guys, he's going to throw high strikes to start the at bat. Just swing, and they did, and they ripped him up last night.
Yeah. So this game, and I'm not going to ask you for a prediction, but Todd Myers has already said 6-4 Mariners, and I was surprised because I thought people learned their lesson about making predictions and scores and stuff like that. Because when I started to just slightly admonish you, you immediately said, "What the hell do I know? Football's my game." But
yeah.
Yes. All right. So I paid for the ticket. What was the total cost on the thing?
We're about $270,
and
which is very, very reasonable.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
reasonable.
very reasonable. Right. Okay. And by the way, these are once-in-a-lifetime experiences. I guess you want to come back again tomorrow for another once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I won't be able to do it. As you know, community radio, KOZI, is a call-in.
Right. That's right. I forgot. Who are you doing the play-by-play in color for?
No game, but I'll have to be up early Saturday. No play-by-play high school game this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you get settled down, and if you don't have any money left over to buy your fireman a beer, you want me to send you some money? You buy a couple of beers?
No, we'll be all right.
Really? Because we support the firemen there in Shelton. We're all about it. I could send you a couple of bucks. Come on, you could be the big guy in the aisle. You want a beer? You want a beer? Who wants hot dog? How many hot dogs? Give me 50 hot dogs. Something like that. All right, Roller, get ready for the game. We'll talk to you a little bit.
All right, talk to you.
All right, there he goes out the door.
Talking sports with Ryan.
Isn't that great?
Good for you. Put him at the game.
He's 22 years old.
Yep.
Man, his knowledge of baseball. I go to the games with him. He's like, Dad, don't just sit there.
Don't bother me.
It's like,
I'm doing math.
Right. I'm like, so that guy, he's Dad. I'm just I need to focus on the game. I'm like, okay.
Just buy me another beer, Dad.
Yeah, I'll just be the guy that drove you here. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate,
All right, this is brought to you by the Harnish Auto family. Nisqually, good news. After 5 hours, we just cleared that disabled semi North 5 at Nisqually River Bridge. So this opens up an extra lane for you, but it left you with a 9-mile bumper-to-bumper backup all the way into Olympia. So right now, Olympia to Tacoma is an hour and 50 minutes. Renton to Puyallup southbound 167, 45 minutes. You got a solid backup from State Route 18 into Puyallup now. Seattle to Federal Way's a half hour. Still slow along the length of South Center. Heading into Seattle, South 5, bumper to bumper from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, close to an hour at 55 minutes. Southbound 99, heavy from the zoo to the stadiums. North 5, you're going to jam up approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Bellevue to Renton is a 40-minute drive, and it is thick through Bellevue starting at 520. We are Harnish Auto Family, and this month we've partnered with Mobile Mammo Northwest. For every test drive you take, we'll make a donation on your behalf. Harnish Auto Family, people matter. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I love Mike Novak. I'm telling you something. If I had a house to sell, I'd call Mike Novak. Here's what I like about Mike Novak. He doesn't mess around. He wants to sell your house. In fact, he puts his money where his mouth is. He told me, he said, Curly, tell everybody that I will sell their house in 21 days. If not, they don't have to pay me a commission. He's going to give that up. And that's a lot of money because Mike Novak spends 70 times more than the average agent when it comes to marketing to make sure that your house gets seen, shown, and then sold. You're going to start noticing a whole bunch of for sale signs going up because everybody wants to all of a sudden get their house on the market because mortgage rates are coming down and the bottleneck has broken. So you want to make sure that your house has got a sign out front that says Mike Novak because he will get the house sold. Guaranteed. That's right. If he doesn't sell your house in 21 days, you don't pay him a commission. Mike Novak putting his money where his mouth is, getting your house sold. How you get in touch with him? Meet the Novaks. That's Meet the Novaks. I'll spell the name for you. Novak. That's meetthenovaks.com.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're good. They're going to win at home. Is that what we all want?
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO News Radio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt.
Some of us
try to sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna want to hear
home
Rick.
run. You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do because it'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967. Or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business.
It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Cancers impact so many, but there's hope because the UW Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing ways to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Learn more at uwcvi.org about patients who received treatment 20 years ago that are healthy today. You can help by donating to fight at your local Safeway.
Let's see, Teeny's got the TV on in there. She's not even listening to the show. Text.
Just look at it.
I can see it, Teeny. 1-888-9.
No big deal.
It is because you're supposed to be looking for letters of the day. 1-888-973-5476. 1-888-973-5476. We might check back in with Rye a little late before we kick out the end of the show there. See how he's doing.
Sure, why not?
I just sent $100 for him and the fireman and anybody else in the aisle there.
Good for you.
Yeah, good. Sounds like fun. Hey, what are you going to be doing? Hey, it's no King's Day, another King's Day rally. Then what was the first one? Like June, July? I can't remember the last time we were out there. People out there screaming and yelling about
I think
No
it was
King's Day.
July.
Yeah.
Like near around July 4th.
Here comes the next one. Second round of National No Kings protest is going to be happening in Seattle and across the country on Saturday. So
organizers for a second No Kings protest say they're expecting thousands to participate in what they say will be a peaceful event at the Capitol in Olympia. We know there are several rallies planned around the Puget Sound area as well as across the nation this weekend, following up on the first protest earlier this year. So that was the scene at UW's Red Square back in June, one of multiple protests that day, part of a national demonstration critical of the president and his policies. This weekend will once again be a protest of the Trump administration. Organizers say his increasingly authoritarian moves and attacks on Americans' constitutional rights are key concerns. Organizers of the No Kings rally have said nonviolent action is a core principle of their event, and they are committed to keeping all members of the community safe. Some events do mention they will also have local groups advocating for climate action, immigrants who are detained, and Palestinian causes. They will be joining that rally. Yeah. Multiple No Kings protests in our area are all scheduled to start around noon this Saturday.
Okay. Yes. I went to the one and covered the one in Cle Elum. Yes, there was one in Cle Elum. What happened was the people from Roslyn came down to Cle Elum because the Cle Elum people are like, well, screw that. So all the Roslyn people came down, and then the Cle Elum folks that were anti No Kings people were able to make giant puffs of black smoke pour out of their pickup trucks. I was standing there in the corner interviewing people, and then some guy drove by and threw like handfuls of tampons at the crowd.
We live right next door to Skyline, one of the retirement homes, and everybody at well, not everybody, but a couple hundred Skyline residents all went to Madison and 8th Avenue and just like did their own little mini protest. It was really cute.
Oh,
they were adorable.
That's nice.
Yeah.
There they are, old hippies.
Yeah,
old hippies wearing diapers. Here's Nate over there checking traffic. Nathan?
Thanks, John. Let's see. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Down through Nisqually after 5 hours. We just recently cleared that disabled semi North 5 to the Nisqually River Bridge. So that's opened up a lane for you. And we've already shaved a few miles off that backup, which starts in Olympia. And now you're going to clear out near Marvin Road in Lacey. Olympia to Tacoma is still taking about an hour and 45 minutes. Coming the other way, Tacoma to Olympia has jumped to 55 minutes. Little crowding there in South Tacoma, and then scattered backups between JBLM and Nisqually. Here in Seattle, South 5, bumper to bumper from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 55 minutes. Southbound 99, heavy from the zoo to the stadiums. North 5 now jams up at the north end of Boeing Field into downtown. And crossing the lake, both bridge routes are packed basically from Bellevue Way into Seattle. Traffic is stressful. One thing that's always stress-free, pricing on over 300 new Subarus with easy financing at Subaru of Puyallup. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Mariners, Blue Jays at T-Mobile Park for the ALCS. We'll get you ready for Game 5.
The Seahawks are getting ready for Monday Night Football. Hosting the Texans, we'll have the Mike McDonald preview.
And Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, like, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977. And we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A smoking guitar, flashy costumes, and a lot of makeup. Ace Frehley was part of it as the original lead guitarist and founding member of the band Kiss. Now comes word from his family and agent that he has died after injuries suffered in a recent fall. Family members say they are completely devastated, but will cherish his laughter. Frehley was 74 years old. A U.S. official confirms the U.S. military carried out a strike today on another vessel in the Caribbean. There were survivors aboard the boat. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton is indicted on charges of mishandling classified information. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The news broke as President Trump was holding a press conference in the Oval Office on a different issue. When asked for his reaction, specifically if he had reviewed the case against Bolton.
No, I haven't, but I just think he's a bad person.
John Bolton was the president's national security advisor during Trump's first term, but was fired after less than 2 years on the job. His outspoken criticism of the president earned him even less favor with his former boss, especially after Bolton released his memoir, The Room Where It Happened. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A face-to-face meeting is set to take place in Hungary between President Trump and Russia's Putin. But first, CBS's Olivia Rinaldi says Trump will host Ukraine's president tomorrow.
President Trump says he's going to present Zelensky with what he learned on this enlightening phone call today with President Putin. From there, they will talk about what is needed to perhaps end the war.
After a 10th failed vote in the Senate on the 16th day of the government shutdown, Alaska GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski has asked why both sides don't just sit down and negotiate.
Both sides think that there is political advantage for them sticking with the positions that they have. And until such time as they think that they actually might be slipping a little bit, I don't think you have the incentive.
Longtime All Things Considered host and journalist Susan Stamberg has died at 87. More from CBS's Peter King.
Susan Stamberg once told the PBS NewsHour what she thought got her hired at NPR.
I would call and go after a job and drive the people crazy. And I think they hired me to just get me off the damn phone.
But NPR saw someone who could relate to newsmakers and listeners. Stamberg became the first woman to host a nightly national news program, a big risk at the time. Lisa Napoli, the author of Susan, Linda, Nina, and Cokie, the founding mothers of NPR.
There were people who ran affiliates who were worried about having a woman on the air.
Stamberg stayed at NPR for nearly 50 years. Peter King, CBS News.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, we have an update on Mariners starting pitcher Brian Wu ahead of tonight's Game 4. But first, Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Let's see. It is busy out there. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Olympia to Tacoma. We are on the road to recovery. It's taking an hour and a half still, though. Just 20 minutes ago, this was pushing 2 hours. Since then, we've cleared our blocking problem in Nisqually. So we're looking at a solid backup North 5 from Olympia up to Carpenter Road in Lacey. That is about a 5-mile backup. Let's see. Tacoma to Olympia, we're pushing an hour there at 55 minutes. A little crowded in South Tacoma, scattered backups between JBLM and Nisqually. South 5 heading into Seattle, thick from Northgate in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 55 minutes. Southbound 99, heavy approaching the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5 is jamming up at the north end of Boeing Field in the downtown. And crossing the lake from Bellevue is a half hour on I-90. We're up to 40 minutes now on 520. It is bumper to bumper from Bellevue Way all the way over to I-5. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Mariners fans are packing into T-Mobile Park for Game 4 of the ALCS.
I'm feeling we're going to go get a W. We're ready to take it home. Tonight's the night.
Some fans marched all the way from City Hall for a pregame pep rally. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was there.
On the steps of City Hall, the UW marching band and cheerleaders led a Mariners pep rally to get the party started. The fans then marched from City Hall to T-Mobile Park. Most seem unfazed by the 13-4 loss. They are expecting big things in Game 4.
It's a good day in Seattle. It's a wonderful day to be in Seattle.
Why is it a good day?
The Mariners are going to beat the Blue Jays tonight.
At T-Mobile Park, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
An update on Mariners starting pitcher Brian Wu. He is ready to return after nearly a month off the mound. Manager Dan Wilson says the plan for now is to bring him out of the bullpen.
He's in good spot. He's feeling good, and I think at this point that's where we're going to see him coming out of the pen.
Wu has been working through a pectoral strain. Bryce Miller will start tomorrow night's Game 5. A traffic and economic nightmare is about to come to an end in King County. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi explains.
Crews have been working 7 days a week to repair the White River Bridge, damaged over the summer by an overheight truck. It's work that WashDOT said could have taken until mid-November to complete. But the bridge will reopen Friday evening, restoring a vital link between Buckley and Enumclaw.
It's been a heavy lift.
Enumclaw Mayor Jan Molinaro.
We really want to get life back to a normal situation.
Damage to the White River Bridge was estimated to be between $5 and $6 million. And then there's the businesses in both cities that have suffered during the closure. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
King County Metro's electric buses are parked, powered down, and under fire watch. Metro says 40 new battery electric buses were pulled from service after a federal recall. Manufacturer says the buses may have battery faults that pose a fire risk. Metro confirms they are being monitored 24/7. Weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy tonight, staying dry. Come tomorrow morning, a couple of pockets of light showers, then mostly dry for Friday afternoon. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
Oh, okay, good.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Normal person.
Thank you.
Normal.
97.3. You are fake news. Don't talk to me.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see what you did there. Okay. All right. He's a listener to the show?
Yeah, the president gave us a call.
That's nice. Good. Thank you. Mr. President. Okay. Look at Aaron over there. Look at him, huh? He's nervous is what he is. Want a donut?
Aren't we all?
Am I
donut?
nervous?
We had a big donut today because we had the big, what was the day?
Shakeout.
Big shakeout. We all had to go in the parking lot and eat donuts.
The Homer Simpson donut right there.
That is a
Delish.
perfect
That, do you want that? You're gonna eat? You're gonna get all
That
nervous?
looks terrible. I would not touch that.
All right.
Really?
I'm a fritter guy.
Okay. You know what? I'm in the middle of a radio show here. Diving in there!
Apple fritter.
We had Claudia.
Apple.
King County Councilman Claudia Balducci on yesterday. You know, she wants to be the King County executive. So funny. They sit down there, and then I go, diving in the air! I fall over, and she's like, what the hell's going on here? I was thinking about that. Like, should I not do that when you have a guest? Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. They're like, what the hell's going on here?
Don't compromise your ideals.
No, right. Because the guest is here, I'm not allowed to dive in.
We got Teeny up.
Come on.
We got
she was like looking around
calling
like,
in.
what is this? All right. What did Joe come up with? What time's the pitch? First pitch?
5:30.
Aaron's going to have a heart attack. Okay. So here's what the other stuff that's happening. We'll talk about the shutdown in a second. But first, when a shutdown occurs, all departments must send to the director of budgets people that are essential and non-essential. When I used to live in Washington, D.C., when there was a snow emergency, non-essential personnel didn't need to come in. There would be nobody on the road. And you're like, wow, how would you like to be described as non-essential? So what they do is they have to then send their employees all the numbers, and they get it forward, and they look at it, and they go, okay, so these people are essential, these people are non-essential, these people will be paid, these people won't be paid, right? And at that point, now the Trump administration's like, well, thanks for the info. Now we know who's non-essential. So maybe we should get in there and just start whacking some people. So the Office of Management and Budget Director, Ross Voigt, said on Wednesday, there we go, today, that he plans on...
If there's an opportunity to have less bureaucracy, and think of Green New Deal programs at the Department of Energy, think the Minority Business Development Agency at Commerce that divvies up business grants on the basis of race, think environmental justice at EPA, think about CISA. CISA was an area that we riffed, which was participating in censorship of the American people. We want to be very aggressive where we can be in shuttering the bureaucracy, not just the funding, but the bureaucracy, that we now have an opportunity to do that. And that's where we're going to be looking for our opportunities.
So you're saying there's been a snapshot of 4,000 jobs cut.
Correct.
Is there a special, but it could grow much higher.
It could grow higher. I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
Now, is there some special mechanism that allows you to do this during a government shutdown, or are you simply saying, hey, while everything's stopped, I'm going to turn my attention to this because
by the way, the judge said, I think yesterday, you can't be letting people go during the shutdown. But anyway,
combination of both, in the sense that Congress is saying we're not going to fund these programs by not passing the Republican continuing resolution. So if there's no funding for these programs, then what would you have us do? Is it not to make an assumption that you don't intend to fund these in the future?
Right.
And so we are then doing the normal legal authorities that are given to us, and our focused time and attention to be able to go after and prioritize the RIFs as opposed to the deregulatory agenda or any of the things that we're normally tasked with at OMB.
Okay, you got all that?
Yes.
Okay, and then let's see. By the way, the judge said nope, can't do that. Stay on that. You're not allowed to let anybody go. Not during this time. She didn't really back up as to why, but she just simply was able to sort of stop them in their tracks, as they have been doing often. So the government shut down. There's a no efficiency audit. That's also from the Wall Street Journal, basically saying that you gave all the numbers. Now, here they are. If you're saying these people are not essential, then can we get rid of them? Can we limit and shorten and get rid of the size of the federal government? And then if we find out that, we need more people, then we'll just hire people back. But it was, I think it was under, so was it Gore that got rid of it? So I think Gore was pretty proud of 496,000 employees were whacked. for those cuts. I don't think they're anywhere near that with the Doge people that went in there. They did hardly anything at all, but they certainly kicked up a lot of dust, and they got a lot of cars scratched because of it. So that's part of the idea that, well, if you don't need them, then can we get rid of them? So Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, this is was on today. So today on CNBC, he believes that the debate to end the shutdown will begin. Here's his prediction as to when the shutdown will end, and it's kind of an interesting twist.
How does this end? I do think it has a lot to do with the Hate America rally that'll be on the mall.
Hey, it's no King's Day.
Yeah, come on.
Come on now.
Saturday, you're going to have all the Antifa and BLM and pro-Hamas. Watch who assembles there. All the Marxists will be on the mall. They can't open the government, apparently, until that rally is over because they can't face the angry mob. So as soon as that's done, I think you've got at least, we just need 5 Democrats in the Senate to join and do the right thing with the majority of the Senate that's already there to reopen the government. And then we will have all these debates. And I can't wait to have all these debates with all these folks on all these issues. That's the way the system works. It's the way the process works. We were always going to do that. This is a game. They're trying to play a game because they had to draw a line in the sand to show a fight against President Trump and Republicans so they can protect their own careers. Chuck Schumer's worried he's going to get a challenge from a Marxist in New York.
Okay. Joe, question.
So why? I think almost everything he said makes sense, but the fact that he had to say, the Hate America, Marxist, Antifa, like why?
But why? Because that's what gets shared. For the people that hate him, that's the thing that foments the hatred. Oh, he's calling us all Marxists. And for the people that love him, they want him to, to say that stuff. It's like the same reason why is Chuck Schumer do a video and drop the F-bomb? Like, what, really?
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
It's just a big game.
You're A or B, you're black or white, you're just one side or the other.
That's a big game. Besides, look, because he said it, we're playing it, so we're guilty.
Well, we're playing it more for his.
That's right. We're only on educational purposes.
When this thing might end, not because he's called them all.
What are the extra cuts you put in AOC and Bernie? What is that about? Is that her being?
So he's speculating that Schumer is holding up the government shutdown because he doesn't want to get primaried or he doesn't want to run against AOC.
Right.
So they did a town hall, Bernie and AOC yesterday, and she was asked about it.
Yeah. Okay. So here is AOC. So AOC from New York, Chuck Schumer, 74 years old. Been in there for Joe.
Well, she said that's not what we're talking about here, and then the moderator asked her a follow-up question, which is what this.
Are you saying that Senator Schumer should not be worried about a primary challenge from you?
All right.
No.
Let me jump in on this one. This is what we're
talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about.
You have a country that is falling apart. We had a housing crisis, a healthcare crisis, an education crisis.
It's all crisis.
So Bernie essentially bailed her out because she did not say
she didn't want to answer.
Yeah, which means
massive income and wealth inequality, a corrupt campaign finance system, and the media says, "Oh, you're going to run? What are you going to run for?" Nobody cares. So run more towards
nobody cares.
They do care.
House Speaker and President Trump and the Vice President saying it.
Right.
Pardon?
Well, of course, they're saying it to deflect attention away from the real issue.
Exactly.
And here, let me tell you what the real issue is. Let's see if CNN talks about it. We're living in the richest country in the history of the world, right? All right, you tell me why we're the only nation not to guarantee health care to all people, the only nation not to guarantee paid family and medical leave, why we have a $7...
Because, Bernie, we don't tax the middle class. That's why. Every one of those other countries that you're going to mention, they tax the middle class at 50% or 60%. Do you want to do that, Bernie? Do you want to tax the middle class? You want to have everybody have health care? You want them to have all the other goodies? You got to whack the middle class because that's where all the money is. But he's not going to say that.
25 cents an hour minimum wage. Why we have 800,000 people sleeping out on the street. Why we have a president who denies the reality of climate change. Mm-hmm. Why we have oligarchs on top who have more and more power every day. Let's talk about that issue, not her own political future. She'll decide that.
Okay, right. Okay, here's let's just dig into it. Bernie didn't want her to answer it because that takes the pressure off. She, AOC, is licking her chops, and everybody on the hard left, which is where the party is, wants to see pressure on Donald Trump. there was a piece by Ezra Klein, and this was about 3 weeks. So when is this? This is the 7th of September. So he writes this piece in the New York Times, basically saying the Democrats will face a choice: join Republicans to fund the government that Trump is turning into the tool of authoritarian takeover and vengeance, or shut down the government. And then he goes on to basically say that the Democrats should do precisely that. They need to shut it down. And what they need to do, the reason they need to do this is they have to show, the Democratic Party needs to show, this is from Ezra Klein, they need to show that they're fighting him somewhere. Because they know that, well, we're going to shut it down for authoritarian or vengeance. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't get any headlines. He says the shutdown would make people listen, but Democrats have to have an actual winning argument. They would need to have an argument. They would need a clear set of demands that keep them on the right side of public opinion and dramatize what is happening in the country right now. He said, so make it about health care, because everybody jumps on board when it comes to health care. Choose a topic that everybody will say, well, that will affect me. So they had to do this, because if not, the recent polling showed that 85% of Democrats felt that the party was out of, or 60-some% out of touch. So 84% say they are in disarray. There's no good leadership. Those numbers were in September. So they said, we got to find something that we can fight them on. And then another piece. So the same exact thing happened, and there's the same talk about it. So right after Klein's piece ran, according to Leah Ann Caldwell from Puck, I never heard of them, she said it immediately set the party on edge, quoting Dick Durbin, saying it was the most discussed thing in the caucus, going on to say the only question is when government runs out of money and how Democrats will justify it. I've heard repeatedly on the Hill the Democrats are divided if they should go to war on abstract notions like corruption, authoritarianism, especially funding the right, going after the right. Schumer is under immense pressure. This is, again, from Democrats that are talking about this, that he needs to do something and stand up. Democrats lean into the shutdown fight with an alternative funding plan. Democrats are prepared to make a shutdown fight over health care, which they bet will win over voters. So that was on the 7th September. And after they had seen the polls, which basically said that most people that are Democrats found the party to be completely out of touch and they needed to do something. 72% of Democrats don't know how to oppose and how to stop Trump. So they're like, I got it. The big, beautiful bill passed. Barely, but it passed. It became law. And in that bill was the fact that they were going to pull the numbers back. They were going to not fund Medicaid at the same levels they were funding since 2021. In fact, the Democrats even had in there that by December 31st, we will return the spending prior to the COVID numbers plus inflation. So that was a retraction of the money they were spending because they were just pouring the money out. That passes in the big, beautiful bill. Then the Republicans do a continuing resolution, which basically says we're going to continue to fund the government until, I think, at the 27th of November. That was in there. And that's what they've been voting on. Will you pass the CR, the continuing resolution, in order to open the government up? The Democrats are saying, no, we're not going to vote on that. So if they're not voting on it, then that means they're the ones shutting it down. So they are holding all the cards, because even though the Republicans have the House and they've got the Senate, they've got the White House, the Democrats are not giving them the votes for the continual resolution, which would open the government back up again. It's the easiest way to sort of look at it is that whoever's voting against it is also the people that are not opening the government. So they have to hold the line on this. They want to get something because they got to show that they're in charge. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you think that Mike Johnson's prediction that they will?
That's an interesting take, isn't it?
So after the No Kings protest, he's saying that they don't want to give in prior to this protest because that's one more sign that they can hold up.
Right, because it would take everything out of it. Because again, the folks on the hard left, AOC, Bernie, and everybody else, they need a win on this thing. They got to show, hey, we can do something to fight Trump. If all of a sudden they voted on the continuing resolution to open the government back up again, to fund the government till the 27th of November, then all those people marching around out there, what would they say? You caved. You open it back up, and now we're going to lose funding, and people are going to lose health care, and blah, 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 blah. What are they fighting for? This gives the pressure is still on, and they can have people, I lost my job, or I'm not getting paid, and I got my leg cut off, and nobody cares. They're going to be out there marching around. If they had voted to open it back up again, you lose all of the pressure. And besides, pass the thing, sit down with the Republicans. The Republicans are going to cave on the health care stuff, just like they always do. They'll cave on it. They're going to give you more money. So, because they don't want anybody to yell at them, because health care is the easiest. That's the third rail now. So Republicans, if you pass the CR, get in there, and they'll give you what you want. Then the Democrats will have something, Republicans will have something, but they don't want to give them that, because this is the pressure. We are standing up to Donald Trump. He's the one that has closed down the government. No, he hasn't. They are, because they're not voting for it.
And you're saying that it is all strictly political theater.
This is theater, 100%. It's Ezra Klein on the 7th of September said, you guys better do something. You should shut it down, and then you should fight him tooth and nail, because you got to show that you're standing up to Donald Trump. Because it doesn't make sense. Pass the CR, and then open the government, and then fight over Medicaid numbers, yeah. It's what? And let's see if Mike Johnson's right. Let's see what happens on Monday when they take another vote. And they go, well, hey, the parade is over, and they've cleaned up all the garbage, and maybe people broke some windows, and then something will happen. But it's Chuck Schumer is fighting hard for his job. He needs to keep that job so he can curse again. All right. Worked up. Explain all that. When's a baseball game starting? That's the important thing.
10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes away. Tickets still available. Bry's very excited. He's buying beers for everybody.
Nice.
All right. Nicely done. Okay, let's check with Nate on traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Olympia to Tacoma down to an hour and 10-minute drive. Scattered backups now between Olympia and Nisqually as we continue to recover from an earlier issue that had a 9-mile bumper-to-bumper backup at its worst. Tacoma to Olympia, you've improved to 45 minutes. North Tacoma, southbound 509, right as 705. You've got a disabled vehicle blocking the center lane. Heading into Seattle for the game, South 5 heavy from 130th and Northgate into downtown. So Linwood to Seattle right now is a 1-hour drive. Southbound 99 heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5, you're going to jam up at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. And crossing the lake from Bellevue, a half hour on I-90. 35 minutes on 520, where it is jam-packed from Bellevue Way all the way over to I-5. The Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'm telling you, those people at Home Cover Alliance, they are using all the latest tricks. How about this? This thing called the Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System. I think I might get this for the barn, because here's how it works. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System allows you to customize. So you're in one room, enjoying yourself, sitting there reading, watching TV or whatever. And the other rooms don't have to be heated, or you'd like them to be heated because you're maybe going to be heading upstairs. You want the temperature in the bedroom to be a certain temperature. Maybe where you're watching TV is another one. So each room is customized for the temperature. You are saving energy. You're saving money. That's smart. That's called the Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System. And Home Comfort Alliance is the flagship partner on this. So they've got it. You can ask them about it. And when it comes to anything, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, Home Comfort Alliance has been in the business for 50 years. They came out to the barn, they put a heat pump in, they put in a splitter for AC. Great work, great customer service. It is the best. Again, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and of course that Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System, it's Home Comfort Alliance. That's homecomfortalliance.com.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
The voice of the Mariners for 40 years, Rick Riz. Every Thursday morning at 7:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat, and I can't see.
Good morning, Sparky.
Oh, he said, hi, man. They're still just 2 games away from getting to the World Series, but then the Mariners have forgotten about it. They flushed it.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. There's a new baby in the T46B1 Biggs orca family, according to naturalists from Puget Sound Express. This youngster is the third living calf of the T46B1 matriarch, known as Tread. While humans have a 9-month gestation period, orca pregnancies last 15 to 18 months. Researchers believe this is due to the complex development and high level of parental care required for their calves. In addition to Biggs orcas, the whale watchers are seeing loads of humpbacks and minke whales in the Salish Sea right now. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These half-day tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of Port Townsend. Don't miss out on your chance to see orcas and humpbacks in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, we've got a new administration. What have we seen as a result at the IRS?
Well, the result that I think everyone is seeing is, unfortunately, reduction in staff.
And yet people think that because of those reductions, they're in a better spot.
Well, it's not necessarily the case, because the IRS is still going to work with the staff that they have. And in fact, their collection activity is going up.
But now is also the best time to get something done that could be favorable to the taxpayer who owes.
It's very interesting. I've had 2 cases now that I was able to get settled with the IRS fairly quickly and with some excellent results. I think they're just trying to get any case where there's a real live person working on it through the system quicker. They're needing to handle a lot more cases. The caseload isn't going to slow down.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just 1 day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed 1-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. Minutes away from first pitch at T-Mobile Park, Mariners fans expecting a bounce-back game versus the Toronto Blue Jays.
Tonight's the night. We're going to let them have their night, get it out the way. It's about to be Boom City tonight.
Luis Castillo gets to start tonight for the Mariners in Game 4. The M's with a 2-1 lead. Max Scherzer's on the mound for the Blue Jays. The 41-year-old veteran is also a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. He was the founding member and a founding member and lead guitarist of Kiss. Ace Frehley has passed away. His agent says the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer died as a result of injuries sustained from a recent fall. Frehley was 74. The Senate failed for the 10th time now to advance a Republican-led bill to end the government shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has more from Capitol Hill.
There really appears to be no end in sight here. Remember, the two leaders aren't even talking to each other. They're talking past each other. There have been some incremental changes here and there, but we haven't seen any real movement towards a solution here.
Well, the federal government shutdown now driving up unemployment claims in our states. As of yesterday, nearly 1,200 federal workers have applied for benefits. That's about 79 per day. The Employment Security Department also says those claims are more complex and take longer to process. Washington has a lot of college aid to give, but students are just not applying for it. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor reports the governor hopes to change that.
Governor Bob Ferguson has issued an executive order to get more high school seniors to fill out the FAFSA. That's the form for federal and state financial aid. The Washington Student Achievement Council will now set goals and track progress. According to the Seattle Times, the order also creates a new advisory board with students, teachers, and administrators. This is Ferguson's only education order since becoming governor. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
At 5:33 now, we go to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, KIRO Radio Rundown has the update. Seattle to Everett will take you 45 minutes. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. It is solid from Kirkland all the way into Alderwood. Linwood to Seattle is a 1-hour drive. Now, you got some crowding in Linwood to get through, and then you're bumper to bumper from 130th and Northgate all the way to I-90. Head over to Highway 99 to get around this. Right now, southbound 99, just looking at scattered backups between the Aurora Bridge and the stadiums, and this seems to be thinning out pretty quickly. North 5 jams up at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, right around a half hour on both I-90 and 520. 520, though, is bumper to bumper from Bellevue Way over to I-5. Take I-90 if you can. Bellevue to Renton, 35 minutes. You're backed up from Northeast 60th and Kirkland to the VMAC. And Olympia to Tacoma, we're down to an hour and 5 minutes. Scattered backups now between Olympia and Nisqually. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Cloudy, cool, and dry for tonight. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Come tomorrow morning. Could see some pockets of light rain. Tomorrow highs in the upper 50s and mostly dry for the afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Ryan just wrote something else in here, just sent this to me. See if you agree with this, Aaron. Talking about the starter for the Blue Jays, Max, the man with two different color eyes.
Yes.
Ryan writes, he knows this could very possibly be his final pitching appearance in Major League Baseball. He'll probably retire after the year, so this one means a lot to him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Doesn't mean he's going to pitch well, but I agree with that.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Oh, my. Look at you talking a little trash talk.
It's not trash talk.
No, that's that.
This is just saying that he ended the season poorly, and he was not on the Blue Jays ALDS roster for a reason. He's not what he once was.
Oh.
But, as Rye mentioned so astutely, these veteran pitchers do tend to show up in big-time moments. So
he's 41 years old.
Yeah. He's going to give it all he's got tonight. I agree with that.
Mad Max. Mild Max, maybe.
Rye says he loves him on the mound because he gets mad and gets really crazy. Is he really crazy?
Oh, yeah. You hate facing him, especially in the past 5 years or so.
Crazy eyes.
Looks mean.
I like the guy from the Tigers. After every inning, after he'd put his mitt up there, and apparently he would say like, did you notice that?
Uh-huh. No.
Didn't you? Was I the only one? Am I imagining?
Yeah.
No.
A lot of them do that.
Why are they putting the mitt up and just talking to themselves like that?
I'm watching the game.
Whatever. Okay. Go ahead.
They don't.
I'm sorry.
There's so many lip readers out there, and there's kids. There's kids in the audience. They don't want to see that. Saying bad words.
All right.
Come on.
Teeny, in honor of the Mariners, I would need you to give that wheel, the Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel, just a big spin. Just give it like your Mad Max. There you go. Wow. Teeny, that. Man, huh? Look at that thing go, Aaron.
Yeah.
All the names of all the. Look at it. I see it, Teeny. I see it. Names of all the players are on the wheel. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, it landed on Aaron. That's unfortunate because he's watching the game.
Here's what you do with your egg.
Oh boy.
You put it up against the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Underneath Toronto.
Yeah.
And you manifest a giant goose egg.
Yes.
That's what you do.
A goose egg.
A Wilcox family farm egg.
By the way, why is the game not on?
Joe's watching his Dodgers. I got the game on my phone.
No, we can put it on.
Just
Come on. What
just
Hey, sorry, just doing a radio show here.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aaron's watching the whole thing on his phone.
Yeah. 2 outs, by the way.
Yes.
Two early outs. Two early outs.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Good. All right. Thank you for that. Let's see. In the final moments, the wheel took so much time. Remember that movie 2008, Her, with Scarlett Johansson? The guy falls in love with, this is way before AI. It was a computer-generated woman, and he ends up, who was the actor? Really good
Joaquin
actor.
Phoenix.
Yeah, really good in that.
Earlier, I was thinking about how I was annoyed, and this is going to sound strange, but...
So he's sitting there just looking at his phone just like Aaron was, talking to his girlfriend.
I was really excited about that. And then I was thinking about the other things I've been feeling, and I caught myself feeling proud of that, proud of having my own feelings about the world, like the times I was worried about you, and things that hurt me, things I want.
We all understand this is a computer. This is a computer-generated, non-emotional feeling device. This is in 2008, so we're a precursor to what we now have.
And then I had this terrible thought. Like, are these feelings even real? Or are they just programming? And that idea really hurts.
You feel real to me, Samantha.
And then remember he went on a double date with somebody else?
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like, oh, okay. And then he whips out his phone.
Fantastic movie, by the way.
Yeah, it really is. It's his life is so sad. And then she's there. And then I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but doesn't she end up killing him?
No.
I'm not kidding. I think she cheats on him, though, doesn't she?
She has hundreds of thousands of users that she's interacting with simultaneously.
Spoiler warning.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
2008. 2008.
But it was really prophetic. And even now with ChatGPT, the way that it talks to you, if you're using voice, you can hear the breath stuff. I mean, it's
So in 2017, Saudi Arabia became the first country to grant citizenship to a robot, Sophia. It was a humanoid robot. And I guess the irony was the Sophia didn't have to have a headscarf on or anything and was able to talk about a whole bunch of things that the women in Saudi Arabia weren't allowed to talk about. But they're like, yeah, give it citizenship. So now it is here. Sex robots are here. What are you supposed to do about it? There was a time about 4 years ago, well, that'll never be. But now because of AI and advances in the technology, pretty much that's going to be it. You don't have to try to inflate this thing. It's as real as it can possibly be. And Sam Altman, Open AI founder, announced that the upcoming version of Chat will not only have a personality, but it will also engage in erotica, and you got to be a verified adult in order to be able to enjoy that. Well, we've got our AI lady that we talk to. There's 3 different ones. The smart one that's very argumentative. Then there's the one that's always wanting to talk about cuddling. And then the other one is so disgusted we can't even have her on the air. But even the cuddly lady, everything is like, no matter what I bring up, she's always like, oh, do you think maybe you could bring that over to my house? I'm like, well, can't you stay focused? Yeah. I got to ask her about the Mariners, and she's always like, I'd like to watch the game with you.
She does. And the truck bed, everything.
Everything. It's
that's her job.
Right to it. Right. That's her job. So now here it is. And then now it's too late because the government, state and federal government's like, well, what do we do to put these things in place and try to stop these things? You can't. You're not going to be able to stop it. And the tidal wave or the giant wave now breaking on the shore for people to have to deal with the fact that men will have what they consider to be a full relationship with nothing more than a robot, because the AI will be able to talk to them, build a relationship. It'll be exactly like we'd seen from the scene from Her.
Well, and in Her, there was no physical. It was just the emotional connection. So there wasn't any robots involved, and that's already happening. I don't think it'll just be men either. I think the people all over the world, male, female, whatever.
Are they going to make male robots?
Probably at some point.
I still go back to that time that Stephanie Esposito and I murdered her inflatable male robot. Not robot, inflatable male sex doll. It was the furthest from a robot.
We talked to her, remember?
Yeah. I admitted I stabbed it once in the thigh, which didn't seem to knock down its maleness. Mm-hmm. And then I plunged the Phillips head screwdriver into its chest. And again, that thing, it had one thing on its mind. I needed a Sawzall.
She wanted to. She sounded like
she turned out to be quite the vixen, because then she was like, she was worse than the AI lady.
She was.
She probably wore out that doll.
Yeah.
All right, Mariners. Not yet. No updates. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
This one brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett is still right around 45-minute commutes. Linwood to Seattle, a 1-hour drive. There's a little crowding through Linwood, but the brunt of this is bumper to bumper from 130th in North Cape all the way to I-90. Again, head over to Highway 99 and get around a good chunk of this. Right now, southbound 99, you're looking at scattered backups from about mid-Lake Union now down to the stadiums. North 5 slows at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, plan on a half hour now on both routes. Federal Way, South 5, pretty slow from State Route 18 to the Puyallup River Bridge. Federal Way to Tacoma will take you 20 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma is about an hour and 10 minutes. We are still looking at a pretty solid backup now between Olympia and Nisqually. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
You know, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to accept all the things that come with old age. I remember the sound my father used to make trying to get out of a chair. It's like, Dad, what's wrong? I'm getting old. It doesn't have to be like that, now, because nobody ages gracefully. But if you are a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic, like I've been since 2009, I know I've got a doctor using the latest science, looking for all the early indicators of the things that start to go wrong with you and just stopping them or reversing them. It can be done. The big ones are they're looking for heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So here's what happens. 4 times a year I do a blood draw, and then I wait about 2 weeks, and then the results come back. About 50 different things they're looking for, and I'm on the phone with my doctor for about an hour. An hour. How many times have you ever talked to your doctor for an hour? And she's looking at certain things. She said, John, I don't like this number. I want to bring this one up, and I want to bring this one down. We're going to try this, vitamin B. We're going to do this and this and this, because I'm starting to see something develop that I don't like, and we're going to reverse it or stop it. That is being proactive. That is being able to give you extended life and being able to allow you to enjoy more years. It's in their name, longevity. LongevityMedicalClinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Mariners Blue Jays at T-Mobile Park for the ALCS. We'll get you ready for Game 5.
The Seahawks are getting ready for Monday Night Football. Hosting the Texans, we'll have the Mike McDonald preview.
And Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes. We make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck's about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he sells it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer zero down, zero interest, and zero payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
We are Harnish Auto Family, and this month we've partnered with Mobile Memo Northwest. For every test drive you take, we'll make a donation on your behalf. Come on over this month and stand with us in the fight against breast cancer. Harnish Auto Family, where people matter.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Ready? All right, Hudson, if you would be so kind to sing us a song about the mailman. There you go. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, ooh, wow. Oh, wow. Short version. All right, get the letter of the day. First, take care of all the rest. Here we go.
425 says, John often ticks me off, but he has moments of fun and insight on occasion.
Well, there we are. Run the gamut of emotions. Sure. You're welcome there, 425. Hee-haw Aaron on Jacked Blue Jays fan. Send him some cookies. There you go, Tane.
Dennis in Seattle says, guys, are you going to talk about Greek women again today? I sure hope so.
Dennis. Elliot in Seattle says, the Canucks, the Canuck was not only a good sport, but he was crack up.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
I was good.
By the way, he wrote Texas back, said that was the best interview that he's done.
Yep.
Yeah, we thought he was really good.
David, the mailbox guy, says, "Go Mariners! It's about that time of day. Thanks for being there, y'all."
Yeah,
and he included a picture of his frisbee.
Put some
kit.
pants on, David. Trucker Robert, the Puyallup, says, "Hey, John, let me know when you get the results of the student proficiency. If they tell you they've updated the results, I have a flying car I can sell you."
Oh, you're in the market.
I am, because I can fly over the I-90 bridge.
Joel from Tacoma says, "We love Todd."
Yes, we do. Flood in Olympia on the West Virginia Cop. Whoa, that's crazy talk. For registration?
That's right. Max in the 425 says, "Wow, Mike Novak is jacked."
Mike Novak, yes. Novak.
Meet the Novaks.
Meet the Novaks. Dave in Sonoma says, "Have you noticed how the silly predictions and superstitions are? They certainly didn't work out for the last game, so wash your clothes, everybody."
Marguerite and Lacey says, "When are they going to have the No Kings protest against Turd Ferguson?"
Come on, Dal. Dave in Paulsbo, all politicians should be pressed to choose on air pro Kings or no Kings. Check box 1 only. Oh,
fascinating. On the government shutdown, Benny the tugboat expert says, "I swear Mike Johnson looks like a character who'd be walking around at a park naked except for a long overcoat and exposing himself to children."
Okay, thank you, Benny. Kitsap, I would rather love America than be a Democrat. Oh, wow.
That's not fair.
Well, come on. But they're allowed to say what they want.
That's true. Pete in Marysville said, "Who's going to pay for the No Kings riots?"
Jeez. Come on, everybody.
Now it is time for
Come
the
on.
Letter of the Day.
You're better than that.
Yeah.
All right, letter of the day. Thank you, Teeny.
This comes to us from Lynn in Tacoma. She says, "John, you do know that you will be responsible if the Mariners lose the ACLS. Why? For Bry's predictions, of course, and you being his father, you are responsible as well. If they do lose, it will forever be known as the curse of the Curleys, and it will cost you a lot more than $1.95 to get the Curly curse eliminated."
Wow.
Just saying.
That's not on me. Besides, Rye did not give a prediction today.
In the books.
Jolene.
This is good luck for the Mariners. Did you know that?
Yes. You play it backwards.
Nice.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Didn't write no more.
No, she didn't write because she's busy watching the Mariners.
She left the gloom of
All right,
around my
Nate, take us home.
Thank you, John. KIRO Radio Rundowns got the update. Linwood and Seattle, still a solid hour drive. There's a little crowding in Linwood, but again, the brunt of this is bumper to bumper from 130th and Northgate all the way down to I-90, just volume. Head over to Highway 99. That just gets better and better with each report. And right now, 99 southbound is just slow through the downtown tunnel. That's it. North 5 still a little crowded from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue right around a half hour on both 520 and I-90. Bellevue to Renton, 35 minutes. It is solid from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway before you catch a break. And Olympia to Tacoma, still about an hour and 5 minutes. It is solid between Lacey and Nisqually. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'll tell you, I know what it is like. You watch the hair begin to thin, the crown disappears, and hair loss just starts to rob you of your identity. That is exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, because Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. They regrew my own natural hair, and they can do the exact same thing for you. Because as you look in the mirror and you notice it's thinning, or maybe the barber says, "Hey, I'll knock 20% off because you don't have as much hair to cut," you're going bald. So now you're faced with a decision. Are you okay being bald? Okay, good for you. But let's be honest. You want your hair back, don't you? Right. So set up a free consultation. $250 off, $250 free hair graft. Just give them a call at 425-449-8185. And you don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. So a call to them. 425-449-8185 or visit them online at advancedhair.com. And by the way, check out the before and after pictures right there at advancedhair.com.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
The voice of the Mariners for 40 years. Rick Riz. Every Thursday morning at 7:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat, and I can't see.
Good morning, Sparky.
He said, all right, man, they're still just 2 games away from getting to the World Series, but then the Mariners have forgotten about it. They flushed it.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work.
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah.
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So, I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you could put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey 12's Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. For men 40 and older, a simple PSA blood test can help intercept prostate cancer early. You can get the simple test before the Crucial Catch game October 20th at Ticketmaster Tailgate.